guys are currently in the city of Lushingworth, having just finished taking a long rest in the Loud Skies Inn. Previously, you had strolled on into town and started carousing, finding out about certain issues going on, including some closures down at the docks, a knight captain out of a fortress, the fortress to the northwest called Goudrath, and the problems that she has with the Viscount. Still, or talk of the town is the Fae coming out of the woods to the northeast, and File Not Found had been tailing one of the merchants to the Hall of Threads, and had been scouting out there the headquarters of the Guild of the Spinsters, Tailors, and Seamstresses.
Under.
Mm-hmm.
We probably shouldn't continue until we validate that missing file.
Yeah, also, I think he meant spinners, not spinsters. That's the Lawyers Guild.
True.
Or no, wait, no, that would be the Journalists Guild. There you go.
Talking shit about me?
Well, I'm not certain if two of our party is here. One of them is having a validation error, and the other one...
The other one will be here in a moment.
Okay. Ruffles?
Yep.
Morning comes. Jeff is down at the bar, cleaning some glasses. It's a chilly morning with a light drizzle. You can see outside in the streets people moving about with their cloaks up to get out of the rain.
Excellent. Good weather.
Shit, which character is this? Oh, yeah.
So, did we ever decide on what we were doing?
Well, we've got a couple leads that we're chasing down, right? We've got the there's that
We
other
have two things at the dock, and then the forest to the north, and then the Seamstress Guild that I'm just fucking around with to make money.
What's the two things at the dock? I thought there was only one thing.
Was it just one? Oh, then I misheard.
Well, I think you might be right. I just don't remember.
Well, let's go to the dock. It's morning. Go to the dock and put our ear to the ground.
Right.
To the docks.
Okay. So you guys head out into the streets and start heading to the south of town where the docks are.
As we get closer to the docks, is the crowd picking up?
Yes. As does the smell of salty water and fish.
Can I make some bump passes?
Sure. Go ahead and make a sleight of hand check.
I tripped.
Yeah. So you're walking along, you put your hand into someone's pocket right as you trip, and you end up you guys hear the sound of cloth tearing, and you're sitting there sprawled out on the ground like this guy's pocket, like just in and around you.
Oops, my bad. I slipped. Apologies. Meant to use you as a grab.
Yeah, you see this half-orc sailor-looking fellow kind of look down at you. Go ahead and make a deception check.
Fight.
It might be. I don't have good ones.
and he looks you right in the eye. And he says, Trip, day, and you see him just looks like he's going to start trying to kick you. And you should probably roll initiative at this point.
Objective: kick him across the room.
Fucking rolls tonight.
Mm.
Should we all
Watch,
roll
Under's
in
gonna
it?
get a 20. Yeah,
Well, are you all
gonna get a
going
17.
to jump on this guy, or are you just going to sit there and
No,
watch him
we're
beat the
just
shit
gonna
out of
sit there
Bel
and
Air?
Oh yeah, no. I'm not gonna. Yeah, I'm just gonna roll initiative in case I need to step in to prevent it from getting bloody.
I want to be earlier in initiative so that I can make witty banter first.
Not my night for rolls, apparently. Did you roll, Pete?
Yeah, I rolled a 17.
Where'd you roll that? Because I don't see it in
Oh my god, I rolled it in any game chat. Why does the bot have access to that?
Because I gave the bot access to everything.
Invalid roll.
That's the equivalent of, like everybody having like these like dice trays out at the table, and you like throw your dice into your,
Oh, there we
your
go.
tray, and it bounces out into somebody else's.
I'm not the only one rolling shitty.
Yeah, or if you're at like you're at an AL, and your dice somehow end up on somebody else's table.
All right, well, this guy is going to try to kick you while you're down.
Naturally.
He's a half orc, right?
Uh-huh.
And Ruffles, you're a
Dwarf.
Okay, well that does 4 bludgeoning damage to you, and he's going to try to kick you again.
Naturally.
And that's another 4 bludgeoning damage.
Okie doke.
and he just double kicked you.
That's fine. I can take it.
All right. HK, are you doing anything?
Selling tickets.
Okay. Seriously?
I'm like,
or
place
just-
your bets, dwarf versus half orc. Place your bets. Any takers?
Make a performance check.
Does he get advantage because the fight's actually happening right in front of this
Yes.
crowd?
Yeah, you have advantage from the fight actually
Oh my
occurring right in
God,
front of
I
you.
want to. Okay.
You get a performance check at advantage. I'm guessing you don't have good charisma either.
Actually,
I'm a
I think we
charisma
all have good
caster.
charisma except you.
Except for me, yeah, I'm the ugly dwarf. I have a 6 charisma.
Yeah, HK, like other sailors start learning at you, like, yeah, and they're like putting money at you. How, like, you're trying to keep like what, like 10% for yourself as the bookie?
Yeah.
All right, so we'll see how the fight's going on. But yeah, people are starting to place their bets with you, side bets and all that. Lucinia?
Real quick. What would be the equivalent of Latin in D&D? Like a precursor language.
Draconic.
Draconic? Okay. I didn't have one of my languages picked, and I was like, he would know Latin.
Anyway, Lucina.
Lucina's just gonna position herself kind of near the fight, basically refereeing. Like if someone escalates this with a fucking like knife or something, Lucina will step in.
Okay. Yeah, right now you don't see that the half-orc has drawn any weapons. It looks like he's just content just to beat the fuck out of this potential thief with his bare hands.
Oh, I didn't say that just if the half-orc does. If the
I-
dwarf
I
pulls a
let you
knife,
know.
I'll get in too.
All right.
Yeah.
Bel Air.
I don't plan on pulling a knife. I'm just going to defend myself with my fisticuffs. So, yeah, I like to get up.
Okay.
And, yeah, I'll just go for a groin. Actually, in the true roguish fighting spirit, when I get up, can I pick up a fistful of dust and throw it in his face and then punch him?
Pocket sand.
Yep. I can sand.
Yeah. Go ahead and make it. Yeah. So you like grab like a handful of like, some like mud because it's been raining. You know, like, toss it up in his face. Go ahead and make a unarmed strike with that.
What would be unarmed?
Yeah, it'd be considered a type of unarmed strike.
Would it be a dexterous unarmed because I'm throwing something?
Sure.
Okay. Fucking hell. I'm rolling shit tonight. Jesus.
The glob of mud just like hits him right where how do they call it? The arm that covers like the neck would be. You can see he's got like like some like leather armor on. It just kind of splatters into the gorset. That's what it is.
All right. Now can I punch him, or is that my attack?
That was your attack. It would have blinded him if it had hit.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, Venison.
I had to get up for a minute. Are we all dogpiling this guy yet, or is it just him?
No.
No. Right now it's just Bel Air, and that HK appears to be acting as a bookie, taking bets on all these sailors sitting around. Basically yelling fight and encouragement at the sailor and jeers at Bel Air.
You could probably also bookie on the other side of the circle, so to speak.
I could bookie.
And you got Gilbert being referee.
I would like to be the hype man.
The hype man?
For the orc?
Yeah.
For who? The orc? All right.
No, for our friend.
All right, sure. Make a performance check. You start trying to hype him up.
Well, come on, you ain't gonna let him do that, do you? Come on, yeah.
Yeah, Venison is the guy yelling "World Star" at the street fight.
Get up, Rock! Get up! Knock this bum out!
Yeah, you start trying to hype him up, and some of the sailors probably like, yeah, kick his ass! Come on, go for it! You got this!
Larger.
This dwarf versus the half orc.
All right.
Fun turn of events for the morning.
All right, and the half orc is going to do as the half orc does. He is going to try and knock you about.
At least he doesn't have advantage anymore.
All right, what's your
Both
AC?
missed. 16.
Okay, yeah, you managed to bob and weave around his meaty fists. HK, you're just continuing on.
Yeah.
All right.
The more
Lucina,
rounds
you
this
do
goes,
anything?
the more money I make.
Exactly.
Nope. Continuing to ensure the fight is,
Fair. Ish.
not escalating.
Okay. Belair?
I'm just thinking of the scene from the mud pit from Stripes. I don't know if these guys would know this. Under you might know it.
I definitely
Oh,
know
yeah.
what that is.
Yep. No biting, no shit. Like they do all of the things to him that they said they couldn't do. I'm just gonna go back to punching.
Okay. Roll to hit. These are strength attacks.
Yep. Oh look, I rolled nice. Ish.
Yeah, you punch him right in the chest, and you can feel that not only did it not really even hurt him, his leather armor just sort of took it all.
Uh-huh. I landed the blow though. Might not have hurt him, but I landed a blow.
Uh-huh. Venison? You're just continuing into hype?
I'm continuing with the hype.
Okay.
Does he make a new roll for that? or-
I'd rather not. Let's keep going.
All right. And the sailor. I think that hits you.
19 does, yep.
All right, so that is 4 more bludgeoning damage.
Well, at this rate, if they're going to be 4 damage no matter what...
I mean, it's 1 plus a strength mod.
Yeah. Wait. If that's what my
If he
damage
rolls
is
a
going to be?
20, if he rolls a 20, he's got a chance to knock you out.
If it's 1 plus strength mod, I will never do damage to him.
But you're a monk. I mean, you're a dex-based fighter, so it'd be dex mod, wouldn't it?
But I'm punching.
No.
No.
That's only if you're a monk.
I'm punching, so I literally cannot damage this guy, even if I hit him.
Sure, what do you mean you can't damage him?
I have a
At
minus
that
2 to
moment-
my strength mod.
Oh,
I literally will be doing -1 damage to him.
You'll punch him and heal
He's
him.
getting healthier as you punch him.
Yes.
you punch him and you're doing the equivalent of like him stretching out before the fight.
You're massaging his muscles during the fight.
I'm just
fistful of ball
checking to see
bearings
if
be enough?
there's a minimum damage.
I think
like if it's a minimum
there might be
one.
minimum 1 damage.
I mean, if it's minimum 1 damage, can I grab 2 fistfuls of ball bearings and basically make not brass knuckles, but the other thing where you hold something heavy in your hand?
Like a sap?
Is that what that is? You just hold something really heavy in your hand when you're punching to increase the.
Oh, I
that's
see what you're
considered
saying.
a weapon, though. That's
Well,
considered a
you
weapon.
can make a sleight of hand check to try to palm some ball bearings into your hand.
Fuck! I'm not making any rolls.
Well, if you're trying to hide it from the fighter
Yeah.
and the referee, then you're going to need to.
And as the rogue, I would more than likely have ball bearings just hanging out in my pocket because I'm lazy and don't put them back in the bag. So I could get away with a sleight of hand logistically.
I don't want to see you fail, but if you fail, I'm gonna bonk you.
Oh yeah, I know.
Bonk with the mace.
All right, yeah, you. I don't know what's your passive, Lucina.
14.
14.
I
All
don't
right.
see it.
Yeah, you don't see it. Neither does the other fighter react.
Yeah, like I take a step back, half turn, and then turn back, and in that half turn, I reach to my pocket and grab some ball bearings out, put them in both hands.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
And
So what does
I
that
just
change
checked,
my?
There is no minimum on unarmed strike.
So
Man,
I would literally have been doing -1. So what do I get for adding weight to my punch?
You'll do a total of 1 damage.
Okay. I hope this guy doesn't have a lot of health.
I mean, if you roll
so
a nat 20,
would-
you get a crit chance. I mean, that's a knockout chance. And it's low, but it's still there.
What?
Yeah.
No, if you crit and you only do 1 point of damage, you do 1 point of damage.
Seriously, they took that rule out?
Yeah, they did take that rule out, but I do like that idea that if you crit, there's a chance you just knock them out. I like that.
Yeah, roll on a D100.
Yeah, basically.
wait, if you
Okay,
crit, there's
so
a chance you knock him out?
What?
How does that work?
He'll
For-
roll a D100, and if he rolls high enough, he might knock the guy out. At that point, the guy will have to make a con save.
Under's adding mechanic on the fly.
Yes, we are making up stuff on the fly. But anyway, so is that your?
So we're ball fighting. I
So
mean,
go
they
ahead
don't
and
have a
if you're
rule
to
for that.
swing.
Okay, so that I was just going to ask, was that an item interaction for that sleight of hand check, or
Yes.
was that an action?
That
okay.
was your item interaction.
Yep, you get a
Okey-dokey.
boost die to your melee attack.
Yeah, do I get anything with my modifier, or no?
No, it's still the same to
Okay.
hit.
Oh, I hit him.
That does hit him, so you do 1
1
point
damage.
of damage.
Woohoo! 20 more to go! I just have to outlast him.
All right, and Venison, you're just continuing on.
I'm continuing on.
All right, this
So do I
guy.
get anything from that plus 13 hype? Or his 13 roll on the hype?
Well, the crowd hasn't jumped you.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm doing.
This guy's gonna try and grapple you.
I can
First
counter that with
attack.
X, right?
Say again.
Or acrobatics?
You can use
I can counter that with
acrobatics.
Okay. Yep.
What is that from?
Right.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
You run between his legs.
Yeah, you run between his legs, and he just turns around and tries to clock you.
Miss again.
And he missed. All right. Just to keep this going, Belair. You guys just interrupt me if you're trying to actually do anything other than
Hmm.
this.
Yeah, you can assume I'm
No,
not doing
we're
anything
just-
on my turn.
no.
Yeah.
Making
All right.
money.
Was that it, Belair?
Are you keeping track of number of rounds under for the bets?
Yes.
Okay.
Wait, is
Hey,
each,
if we're gonna
is
make
each
money
round
out of this,
an actual round? Is there a bell?
Every
It's
6
going off
seconds,
every
somebody goes
6
ding.
seconds.
I didn't hear no bell.
All right, and this guy, let's see. Yeah, he's just gonna try to keep wailing on you.
Okay.
And he misses.
Double miss.
You. That hits. You do 1 point of damage.
How's he looking?
You bruise him.
Unfazed?
Yeah, basically. He tries to return the favor.
Crit.
Yeah, it's a
Well,
crit.
now we get a roll on that table.
Hey.
Oh!
Yeah, so you take the 4 points of bludgeoning damage.
Yep.
Not high enough. And you.
Okay.
I wonder, could he do like some Aikido shit? You know, try to use his energy against him, like trip him or I don't know.
Nah,
I mean, you
it's
could
too,
try
that's
to trip him. You
overcomplicated.
could, but that would be, essentially shove.
Yeah.
You're not a monk, so you don't really have ki to use to, as energy to direct around. Neither of these guys are monks in this fight.
Ooh, I wonder if you could like try to matador him into attacking somebody in the audience.
One hit.
So another 4 bludgeoning damage to you.
That's 20 so far. Half. Actually, just above half. I have 43 total,
Okay.
but that's 5 hits so far. My turn. Okay, I'm calling bullshit. I'm sorry. I have not rolled above an 11 tonight, except for, like, the 117 that I had.
And the crit.
I
I
didn't
mean,
get a crit.
this is a
Didn't you?
pretty good fight if
No.
you look at it from the
Oh, that
fire
was the other guy.
Yes.
Yeah. And I think he missed.
Yep.
You know what's funny is it's like Belair is probably like dancing around this guy, avoiding getting hit. Meanwhile, Belair is just like hitting him and just not doing anything, just not getting through his armor.
Yeah. Another crit.
Yeah, so that's 4 bludgeoning
Yeah,
damage.
these rolls, I'm sorry.
Ruffles,
Ooh, you need to make a con
Ruffles.
save.
Ruffles, take your licks here rather than in the dungeon.
Belair's
Otherwise-
unconscious.
Oh,
Just, yeah, he just gets you right in the jaw, and down you
Perfect.
go.
Yeah, there's like a resounding "oh" from the crowd.
Yeah. And, he's like standing there, like waving at the crowd. And he's going to, you see him bend down, and he seems to be grabbing Belair's coin purse.
He's
Let
going
him.
for the money.
Let him. He's going to be
Alright.
sorely upset.
What, did you not have any?
I have 5 silver pieces on me.
Yeah, so he takes your coin purse, and you see some of his friends kind of come clap him on the back, and they're all joking, they're looking around, they start walking off. And you guys hear off and say, as he's always like, 5 lousy silver pieces. That wasn't
What do you think I was
fucking
trying to
worth it.
pickpocket him?
isn't that like a drink at the tavern?
That's a couple drinks.
It's basically like it would be like half a day worth of room and board. So yeah, the crowd starts dispersing. Belair's just kind of left there in the gutter.
Oh yeah, should I roll for that? Unless somebody wants to heal me.
Yeah, roll a d4 because you're out for that minute. You're not unstable. You guys were doing non-lethal damage to each other.
Yep.
Yeah, but you're going to be out of it for
He
a
did-
while.
He did a good punch there.
Yeah, anyway, so that was 7 rounds of combat. So, Venison was hyping up the crowd. There was betting. HK, please roll 7d100.
Ooh.
700 gold pieces.
Those bets probably wouldn't have been gold pieces.
No,
they were
I
in
know.
silver. They're sailors. They weren't rich. But yeah, throughout like these 7 rounds of combat and all the hyped up crowd, you managed to kind of skim their 363 silver pieces.
Sweet.
Hey, so we made 36 gold and lost 5 silver.
Man, we need to
We
get
should
like
do this more often.
yeah, fucking venturing.
We're just gonna start an underground fighting ring. Fuck the face shit.
We
I
really
mean, that
need
was
to
only
spice
7
things up.
rounds
We
of
could just
combat, so that was like what,
Yeah.
a minute, if so.
It was a little less than a minute.
Yeah, so like about 2 minutes for that entire. We made 36 gold in 2 minutes. Split 4 ways, but
awesome.
okay. Well, now we know what we're doing when I fail bump checks.
So is there any way to get him up sooner?
I mean,
Does anybody have
if you have a
healing?
potion of healing, healing word, if you can just restore him to at least 1 hit point, he'll wake up.
Or you can just bring him back to the inn and dump me on a bed. That's fine.
All right, give me a second here. I gotta look at the spell.
You're burning a spell slot. I would much rather you just bring me back to the inn and dump me.
Yeah, why not just burn a few, however
I
much it
suppose
is to stay in the end?
Wait, why not? Just bring it up?
I suppose we're in town though, so we're probably not going to, for the day before long rests, need all of our spells. Unless I do more of that stupid
Oh
shit.
yeah, I mean, I guess if we're not going to do any serious adventuring for the day, then yeah, why not?
Yeah, we're gonna be. I mean, you guys are gonna be going to the docks unless you raise me, and just doing ear to the ground. That's gonna take a lot of time as it is.
All right. Yep.
So now we found how fun a rogue is with dumped charisma.
Well, here's cure wounds.
Alright.
The magic waters. Here you go. Dump magic water on your face. Wake the fuck up. You have 4 hit points.
All right, Blair.
Okay, nope.
4 hit points and a level of exhaustion.
That's fine. So as soon as I wake up, we're like, all right, how much do we make? Does somebody tell me? Bueller?
Tell
was
you
to the
what,
party.
363 silver.
Worth it. You see me though? I like totally was winning that.
Tactical defeat, strategic victory.
All right, I don't make any more bump checks. Let's get to the dock.
all right.
All right, yeah, you guys start making your way down the wharf. Or I should say, down the city streets to the wharf. And yeah, you can see couple of ships docked. One, largish caravel has the flying the flags of Macrovia, and several smaller fishing boats that have pulled in. You can see various fish being unloaded.
Probably should find somebody to exchange that silver up so you're not going to carry so much.
Yep, the streets are thick with sailors and a couple of carts that you can see. It looks like the Macrovia ship is being unloaded with like a counterbalanced crane
Ooh.
and being thrown into carts. Looks to be crates and barrels and the like.
If we have another dockside fight scene, I need to incorporate that crane somehow. I need to swing around on it and kick someone. Anyway, I actually forgot what we came here to do. Does anybody remember?
No. Unfortunately, that fight was so cool. I actually just forgot.
There was something.
Investigating something.
So there.
Okay, a guy. Wait, no, hold on. I'm almost remembering. A guy. We heard from a guy that like some kind of. It wasn't. There wasn't like a quarantine, but there was a ship and people were being kept on it for some reason, and we're not sure why.
Smuggling.
Yeah, maybe smuggling. Or accusations of smuggling.
So what do you guys do?
I
Well,
think we
I
find
have-
that ship, right?
I do have the Watcher Eye feat, so the background from investigation, so I can easily find local outposts and watch guard simulator, and I'm pretty well liked when I come in there. So find like a guard outpost here and see if we can get more information from them.
Okay. Well, the harbor master's office is right at the entrance to the river from the docks. Big
Okay.
two-story building, large windows on the second story. Can't really miss it.
Yeah, so this is what I'm. That one specific, if you wanted the actual written as. Despite being ugly.
Yeah. So, yeah, you would know that the harbor master's office is likely to also be like a watch outpost for dealing with ships that try to not pay their fees or have contraband on them and the like.
There's somebody in there we could talk to with that
Right.
feat.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's like a local government office.
Customs.
Somebody else is going to be doing the talking because I suck at charisma, but
Yeah, that's
I
me.
can get you in. I can get you in.
Actually, is anybody else better at talking?
I mean, let's see.
I
16
have an 18 in
charisma.
charisma.
Oh,
have an
yeah,
18.
then he should be doing it, not me.
18 charisma? Do you have perception and deception? Or persuasion and deception?
I have no, I don't think so. I think I have.
Oh, so you just had the +4.
Yeah, I just have the +4. Yeah.
I mean, still better than, my
I've got-
-2.
I've got skill and persuasion and intimidation.
What's your persuasion?
+5.
Same.
Damn.
Okay.
There you go.
Oh, yeah, I
If
forgot
you
we
guys
all
have to be
made charisma
persuasive, well, Lucinda or Venison. If we have to be deceptive, it'd be the robot. So you guys, yeah, Lucinda or Venison should do the talking because we'll most likely be persuading them for information, not just lying to them to get information.
Venison, you want to take point? I can just have Lucina assist.
Okay.
A cleric and a paladin. The righteous face of adventuring.
Say, Mister, you're artificer, right?
Yeah, I'm an artificer.
I don't understand why you made his charisma so high.
Because I'm going into warlock. I need
Yeah,
4
that's
levels
why.
of artificer, and then I'm going into warlock to give me the best spell in the game for my character.
Yeah.
Okay, so we get into the government office and find somebody higher up to talk to. I'm assuming relatively easily with my badge of insignia.
Yeah, there's like a watch officer just on behind the desk when you walk in. You kind of flash your papers at him. He just kind of waves you off and tells you Dock Master's office is upstairs.
Okay, before we talk to this guy, what's our angle here? Because if we're just walking in here asking what's going on, they're going to be like, well, what does this have to do with you?
What does this have to do with us?
Well, it kind of doesn't. So that's why I'm asking what's our angle here? Like, why are we going to say that we're...
What's our benefit? What do we hope to gain?
Yeah, well, and also we need to have some explanation for why we care about this.
I mean, what exactly are we looking into?
We're not sure.
Like, are we actually not sure, or do we just not remember?
I think all we heard was that there may be smuggling going on.
Well, we're adventurers. When are our kind not looking for work?
I guess. Andrew, do you want to throw me a bone here? Is there a part of this I'm not remembering?
No, you got it.
Okay,
You
so we
guys
just
heard rumors of smuggling at the docks and that a ship had been not quarantined for like medical purposes, but had been isolated from the rest of the docks due to suspected smuggling.
do we
Tamed.
know anything about this ship or what it was carrying?
No, you when you were carousing, you didn't find that out, and you guys didn't do any real detailed investigation on the docks of any ships that might be isolated.
Should we do that before we come into this building?
Yeah, actually, maybe we should do the legwork
Yeah.
first and then come in here asking questions.
Yeah, let's rewind a little bit. We'll carouse
Yeah.
before we come in here.
Well,
You'll
I
carouse.
mean,
I'll
we're
just
already
wander
here,
around.
so why don't we? Now that we know we can meet with somebody, why don't we go back to the dock and see if we can find this ship?
Okay. So yeah, the watch waves you on. You start like halfway up the stairs. You guys have this discussion. You turn around. You head back down. You just hear the watch officer kind of mumbling, "Oh, that was a fast meeting," as you guys leave the building.
Oh, don't worry, we'll be back later.
I forgot my teeth.
We need to get some business in order before we meet with insert name of person we were going to meet with.
Harbor Master.
Harbor Master. Okay, so I think we go to the dock and see if we can find this ship that's been isolated.
Okay. Do any of you have any particular skills with Navy stuff on your
I
characters?
have the Fisher background. I don't know if that matters.
It might. What's the ability?
The ability it gives you is just like it makes you better at fishing, but I mean, I am also proficient in water vehicles.
That would help.
Okay.
Because you're used to like how like harbors and docks and stuff work.
Yeah.
So I would say go ahead and make a insight check, and if you aren't normally proficient with insight, you should be considered proficient with this. If you are, add expertise, double your proficiency bonus to it.
Okay. Rather than insight, I don't suppose I could like make this a charisma roll to get information from other people. Like I would basically be carousing on the dock.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, make it a persuasion. You can do the same thing with persuasion. You're just kind of asking around, you know, some like the other fishermen and things like that, like how, you know, like where's good berthing spots and things like that, and why is that ship isolated? You know, implying you're worried about sickness and stuff. And
yeah. Oh well, I didn't need that apparently. This is the second roll I've made to carouse with this character, and they've both been nat 20s.
You're a very popular, you know, social character.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Damn pretty people.
Yeah, and they kind of point out that this one, it's a smaller cargo, like more like a skiff, off on the west end of the docks. You know, and there's like several empty berths between it and the rest of the ships. And you can see, you know, now that they point out, you can see there's like a couple of city watch stationed around the ship. Like three guardsmen, it appears.
So, you say a smaller ship. Would this be the kind of vessel that's like short range, or would this be going out to meet up with like a larger trading vessel that's too big to dock here or something?
So this is a deep water port.
Okay,
Big ships can dock here. It could. You don't think this is not the type of ship you would use to cross an ocean?
No, this would just be running up and down the coast.
This would be running up and down the coast, up and down rivers. Or it could go out to meet like another ship if this wasn't a deep water port, but it is.
Mm-hmm.
So, with
unless they had cargo they didn't want to bring
with your
to this port.
with your background in Fisher and your proficiency, it would also occur to you that they might go out and meet a ship that's coming in with a mixture of legit and illegit cargo, dump off the illegit cargo onto the coastal ship, bring that in, and try to sneak that one through, and then your big ship can still operate as normal.
Interesting. So am I able to find it?
Yeah, it's pointed out to you. You can see it. It's just on the west end of the dock. It was just a bit out of the way.
Okay. Tell you what, before we go and meet with the harbor master, why don't we should pose as people who have some kind of interest in this ship. Am I able to gather like what kind of stuff the ship was carrying? Or where it came from or was going?
No. When you kind of ask with these questions, the sailor you're talking just kind of shrugs like, yeah, they didn't tell us exactly what it was, but given how they're acting, probably wasn't anything good.
Hmm.
I have a feeling this scene is coming up soon.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping they wouldn't react like that. Yeah, the reason I'm asking that is because if we want to have or pretend to have some legitimate interest in this ship, I was thinking we could like pose as people who were hoping to do business with them, or maybe we had cargo we were expecting that was coming in on that ship. But if we have no idea what it, or what was on it or where it came from,
Have we
then-
gotten the ship's name of the skiff?
Yeah, it's emblazoned on the side. It's called the Murky Seas.
Yeah, that sounds like a smuggling vessel.
No, that's not how it's spelled.
Murky Seas with two E's. No.
Murky CCs?
No, since there's three, you just would refer to it as the Seas.
The Seas.
Wait, is this actually what it is?
That's printed on the side of the ship.
That is cursed.
Has their cargo been seized?
Tip.
The sailor shakes says like that. I haven't seen him offload anything. It's likely still on the ship, whatever it is.
Hmm.
As for
Well-
the owners, I haven't seen hide or hair of them since the ship was, kind of isolated like that. They might still be on the ship for all I know. Who knows what's going on over there? Maybe they're like enemy, like spies or something. He just kind of shrugs.
Well, we could almost play dumb and just pretend to be looking for cargo to buy, or trying to hire a ship to do work or something. What do we think of that?
Other than being isolated, I don't think it would be too hard to talk
Well,
past
we know they're
guards.
isolated. I'm saying we would play dumb and walk up like we don't know it's isolated, as if we wanted to speak to the captain and like offer them work or something.
Well, we know the hull of the ship isn't more than 3 feet. I can always just detect evil and good and then take a stroll nearby.
What's the range on that?
30 feet.
I mean, you could do
Would
that.
we
I
be
don't
able
know
to
what-
get close enough with the guards?
Yes.
Like, are they end of the pier, or are they on the gangway?
The guards are on the wharf, but they're not on the ship itself.
Okay.
And if you think about like how like a normal dock is, where you got like thin little spurs coming off the main wharf, and then the ships will saddle up next to those spurs to dock.
Yeah, those are
One-
piers.
There's one guard, yeah, on the piers. There's one guard that looks to be patrolling up and down the one pier, and then two that are stationary, like in front of the ship on the wharf. You could, like, if you were walking up to those guys, you would be able to encompass the ship within your 30-foot range.
Alright. Yeah, Lucina will do just that. If the guards ask, Lucina will be completely honest, saying that she's merely a priestess divining for
Evil spirits.
any kind of evil spirits.
I detected evil on this dock.
Okay.
I detected evil coming from the ship, basically, yeah.
Alrighty, so you walk up there. And as you're approaching, two things happen. One, one of the watch, holds up a hand like, help, what do you want? The other thing you realize, that ship is desecrated.
Alright then.
Hey.
Lucina will simply let them know that, she's got the holy symbol stuff. Let them know that she's divining for evil, and that boat is in fact super desecrated. They might want to go tell their superiors about that.
Yeah, we do. Oh, shit. Don't let anyone touch it. And they start running off towards the harbor thing, those two guards. The one guy on the pier starts walking down the pier towards you.
There's there's lots of like boxes and stuff stacked up on this pier, places you could slip away easily.
Mhm.
Alright, I would like to do so and slip quietly and optimally silently into the water so that I can go swim up to that boat.
Okay, please make a stealth check.
Yep.
I'd like to join him if possible.
Yeah, I do
Also
have a
make
swim
stealth
speed.
check. Okay, that's good. That means you can move that speed in the water. Otherwise, you're at half speed if you don't. Can you breathe underwater?
I can't breathe, but I can hold my breath for an abnormally long period of time.
Okay.
15 minutes or something like that, plus his con mod.
Yeah. Oh, he's stealthier than me.
He is,
I'm
but
a
you guys are both
rogue.
pretty stealthy.
I'm a rogue.
Yeah, I guess you wouldn't expect the paladin to be stealthy.
Yeah. Lucina looks
Are you
around.
in heavy
Doesn't see
armor?
the party.
No, I'm not wearing. Well, I am wearing armor, but I'm not using it.
Oh, okay.
He is
Yeah, so
unequipped.
the guard walks up to you, Lucina, seeing his two comrades running down the wharf towards Arrash. Like, the hell did you say to them? It's like you lit a
That-
fire in their ass.
That boat, incredibly desecrated.
Oh, shit.
I really hope you haven't sent anyone on that thing.
Why? Do you think bad things could happen? Fuck,
It-
I've been
it-
on that boat.
It's desecrated.
Well,
When do
shit.
bad things not happen?
Can I scan the boat to see, like, with an investigation to see if I can notice anything evil?
Yes, you could. You can make an investigation check because you're looking at the boat. The guard seems nervous and ill at ease, given the information you've given him. Looks like a small cargo skiff, HK. Nothing real obviously evil about it.
Damn it!
But Venison
How many
and Belair, you guys reach the boat, having swum under the water towards it. What are you doing?
Is there any netting or anything I could use to climb up onto it?
Make an investigation check.
Ooh. Somebody want to help me with that? Or do
You
it
want me to
for
look for you?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, he goes to me. See if you can find a way up. Are you also looking? So you're helping?
Yeah, I'll help you instead of
Okay,
you
sure.
helping me.
Do you guys have dark vision?
I do.
Yes.
Well, it matters because you're also checking the underside of the ship and all that, so. Like, swimming under the keel.
Oh wait, no, I don't. Yeah, he'll have to do it.
Okay. Alright, Belair, yeah, so you're, looking around. You don't see any carnets off the side of the ship. It doesn't look like they lowered any. But when you're swimming from one side of the ship to the other, in order to keep stealth, you just swim under the ship, going underneath the keel. And that's when you find something weird. You find a recessed section in like the dead center of the ship that looks to lead to a watertight hatch on the bottom of the
Moon
ship.
pool.
Not a moon pool. It's like a watertight hatch that had been closed tightly. You can see where like beeswax had been smeared in the cracks to keep water out.
Okay. All right, I'll
Based
finish
on-
my
wait,
swim around
based
the
on
ship and come back
knowledge
to
of
Venison
ships,
and give him that information.
Yeah. Based on my knowledge of boats, do I think if we open that, will the ship flood?
You think based on your knowledge of ships that yes, if that just opens, it's the bottom of the ship, which is typically where the ballast is kept. If you just open that, yes, you would flood the ballast and the ship would sink. That being said, you don't normally have a hatch, however sealed at the bottom of the keel.
Yeah, wait, is this interrupting the keel?
Yeah, it's in like the dead center of the bottom of the keel. Like it has a split keel design.
That can't be. Oh, wait, if it's a split keel design, yeah.
Wait, is a split keel when you have like the two pontoon type shape?
Sorry,
No,
yes,
it's-
it's one way to do a split keel, but in this sense, I mean that it's
Split the other way. It's
fore and
bisected.
aft. There's a fore section of the keel and an aft section of the keel, and there's like a reinforced section of wood here that holds the two keels together.
Yep.
Kind of like how if you had like a salvaged car from an accident, you could like take like the back half of a car that got front-ended and the front half of a car got rear-ended, weld them together and get a salvage title. Similar type deal.
Wait, so this is splitting the boat in half side to side or end to end?
Fore to aft.
Hot dog way.
Okay.
No,
So
not
it-
like a hot dog.
It does have like the two pontoon shape on the bottom.
Negative.
No.
My bad.
It does not. Okay, Gilbert, so you remember how the Titanic broke?
Right?
So it's right. That's how the keel is interrupted. Like the keel goes from the forecastle down under, heads to about 2 feet in front of where the main mast is, and stops. Then you got this hatch, and then you have another section of keel heading from that hatch up to the aft castle.
Okay, so there's literally just a door on the bottom of the ship. Okay.
Yes, there's literally a door on the bottom of the ship, which Venison would know severely weakens the hull doing it this way.
Yeah, I mean there are ships that would have like 2 keels that are set off at an angle, so you can put stuff in the middle.
Right, or you could have 2 parallel keels is a way to do this.
That's what I'm saying. Is you would have 2 parallel keels, where one's to the left and one's to port and one's to starboard.
Right. That's not what they did here, though.
No, they just fucking split the keel and like put a hole in it.
Yes, which you know is highly unusual.
Yeah. Okay, well, if I open this, there's a chance that the entire ship will capsize, although from what it sounds like, that might even be a good thing.
You wouldn't think that it would capsize, since it's in the center of the ship. Opening it should flood the ballast equally. Like it should fill
Oh yeah, it wouldn't
uniformly.
capsize.
It would just sink straight down to the bottom of the harbor. You'd effectively scuttle the ship.
What do we think?
I'm thinking we should
I don't want to
invest.
try the hatch.
Well, if we open that, I mean, it might not happen, but if we open that, there is a chance that we will just destroy the ship effectively.
Yeah, this is a we should investigate then scuttle. I think.
Okay. Well, did we find any way up aside from that?
You did not. No, it looks like you know there is a gangplank on the pier itself, heading up to the top deck of the ship.
Mm-hmm.
But down at the water level, no. No portholes or anything like that. It's a pretty solid hull.
Well, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about things like netting or ropes.
Right, because the ship was isolated, they didn't drop any netting over the side or things
Yeah,
like
of
that.
course.
And the rope is just kind of tied to the forecastle to one of the sponsons at the pier.
Let's see if I. Well, I have some rope on me. Maybe I could use that to somehow to make a way up for us. Is there anything obvious that I could like hook some rope onto, like lasso style or something?
Yes. So you seen like a longboat, like a Viking style longboat?
A Viking style longboat? Yeah.
Okay, just for reference, this is not a Viking style longboat. This actually has multiple decks.
Yeah.
But the fore and aft castle are pointed like that, so if you were to throw a rope up, you could loop around the fore or aft, like where the keel comes up as like a vertical spur. At that
I see what you're saying. Yeah, it's got like one at either end. It's like a banana. You know, it comes out to a thing that sticks out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do that, and we'll go up the aft.
Okay. That would involve another stealth check to do this if you're trying to remain undetected.
Yep.
For me as well.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So, yeah, you toss the rope up. No real problem lassoing the aft castle. Lucina, you're talking with that guard who's pretty nervous. But as he's kind of looking around and looking at the ship that you just described as desecrated with a worried look, and says, you hear him say, "Wait, the fuck's that on the aft castle? Is that a rope?"
Well, if
Lucina's going to look over.
You see what looks to be a rope. It goes off the aft castle, and you can't see where it goes because you're at the front of the ship.
It's a boat on the docks. Is that weird?
Yes. The guard is starting down to walk down the pier towards the gangplank.
do we see him?
Lucina's going to go with.
Okay. Yeah, Lucina, you're going with. Venison in Bel Air, you don't see him, but you can hear him because this is like a wooden pier, and you hear a clunk, clunk, clunk.
I'm going under the pier. I'm breaking line of sight.
Okay.
If possible, I would like to get behind a piling so that even if he sticks his head under, he can't see us.
Sure. Yeah, you can quickly get over there.
I'll just do the same,
Okay.
leaving the rope, like not holding on to her or
Do
anything,
these,
it's just dangling there.
Do these boats use fenders when they come out to the dock?
No.
Camels.
What?
They're called camels.
I called them fenders when I worked on boats, but
Depending on the size of the ship.
No, they don't. They don't do that. Yeah, and he stops at the gangplank and starts heading up at Lucy, and he stops after a couple of steps, and he looks at you, looks at the ship. Yeah, screw it. I'm not going up on the ship. He turns around, walks back down to the pier, and starts heading towards the end of the pier, so you can like try to look around the end of the ship that way without having to step foot on the cursed ship.
Lucian's just gonna shrug. Do you want me to go up on there? I'll go up on there.
He gives you a look and is like, "That's on you." You're mumbling as you wash away. You curse! Don't come crying to me.
do we hear this
Lucian's gonna step
conversation?
up onto the ship.
Yes, you do hear this conversation.
Okay, let's just sneak back up onto the dock like nothing happened and go on the normal way. We've created an excuse to get on there.
So we're gonna swim back to the front of the pier, climb out soaking wet.
Lucine is like creeping up on the rope with like the maestron, like peers over. There's just fucking no one.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we'll climb up onto the dock and then I'll start lecturing Belair about what an idiot he is for dropping the rest of his money into the harbor.
Makes sense. I have no coin purse.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys start climbing out. You hear some passerby chuckle when you say that, Lucy. Venison.
I'm not going down there again. I already tried.
Thanks.
And Lucina, you and the guard kind of, the guard's looking at this rope. He's looking at you. He looks very confused right now.
Is the rope cursed?
No, it is not.
No, you're supposed to say the rope is also cursed.
I guess she'll just look at the guards. The rope's not cursed, so that's good. And she'll reel that up.
All right. Well, I'm going on the ship.
All right, so you guys start walking down the pier towards the thing. The guard turns around when he hears you and starts going towards like, wait, hold up, well, don't go on the ship. It's been isolated.
Well,
Harbor
if it's
Master
isolated,
orders.
what's that guy doing there? We're with him. Can we go past?
Make a
Yeah, we're
persuasion
with her.
check.
Maybe I should have called him that guy before I said that. Oh well.
I'd offer assistance, but I think me trying to be persuasive would actually, give you disadvantage.
Yeah,
and he looks a little nervous about it. He's like, yeah, sure, go ahead. You're, the priestess person?
Yeah, we're familiar.
Okay. It's cursed, right?
That's why we're here.
Oh, really? Harbor Master sent you?
Nope.
Not yet. He hasn't.
Just
Then
good
how'd
intuition.
you know about the... Okay, well, appreciate if you could uncurse the ship. That'd be nice. I don't like cursed ships. Cursed ships are bad.
Yep, can't have a cursed ship in harbor.
Alright, shit, where do those two get to? He starts just taking a position like at the front of the ship on the wharf, but kind of looking around like he's really curious where his two compatriots are.
I said they were running off to the harbor master after I told them that the ship was cursed.
Yeah, but they should have been back by now.
Maybe they died.
Oh, shit.
Oh shit.
He gives you this really worried look. Like, I also went on the ship.
Dun dun dun.
Oh, I did that fully intentionally to make him more nervous.
Yeah, he looks really worried right now. He's like,
All right.
you gotta like fix this, man.
How long does it take to get to the harbor master's office?
At a run compared to a walk that we just did.
At a run, probably 5 minutes.
How long has it been?
It's been about 10.
All right. So let's give it 5 more minutes. If they're not back, I guess. I guess we can split the party, try to figure out what's going on. After
Well, no, we just send this
5
guy
minutes
back
to
and we'll
get
tell him
there?
that we'll guard the ship.
Yeah, but if we send him, what if something happens to him? 5 minutes to
He
get
ain't
there.
us.
Maybe 5 minutes to convince the harbor master that they're not crazy and haven't been drinking on the job. And then another 5 minutes to get back here. Maybe 10 if they're walking.
Yeah, so 25 minutes total, so we still have another 15 minutes before the latest arrival time.
Actually,
The guards looks real nervous. Like, look, I'm not supposed to do this, but you're a priestess. If you can find some way to uncurse the ship, do it. Do what you guys need to do. I'll cover for you.
alrighty. Alright then, guys. Let's start scoping out the ship. Let's figure out if it's something on board that's cursed, if it's just the whole ship itself. Let's
With
figure
his,
out what's up with this thing.
how long does that last, by the way? Protection of good and evil.
I think it's only a minute.
Let me check. Detect good and evil 10 minutes. Basically, all of my detect spells are all like 10 minutes.
So it would have been up as he was getting onto the ship before it dropped.
Yes, and the ship is desecrated.
Did anything else ping is what I'm curious about.
No, nothing else from Detect Evil and Good pinged.
However, that could just mean it's behind a lead sheet. Let's scope out the ship.
Alright, scouting mission begins.
Indeed. You're familiar with where stuff would be hidden, yes?
Most of the time.
You want to take the lead on investigation? We can assist.
I mean, it's in my name.
Oh, also, guidance.
Okie dokie.
Alright,
So I'm assuming you just cast guidance every time I'm doing it, so just automatically roll the d4 with it.
Yeah, basically.
Okay. Yeah, I will start peering about the ship.
Okay.
I will start with the main deck, the top deck, before going below.
Alright, sure. Make an investigation check.
All right. Can I use my puffer pouch to help look for anything out of place hidden wise, or would that not work on a ship too well?
A ship typically isn't airtight, so it wouldn't really be of much use out here. Like, there's a breeze and all this other stuff.
Yep. That's why I asked, just in case. I had the same thought, but I was like, maybe he'll let me.
Hey, HK, can you hang out up top with a guard? Keep an eye out. Let us know if anything happens.
You want me to stay off the ship?
No, just up top by the guard. That way
All right.
we don't have anything happen like, I don't know, fishmen in the water coming out and like taking out the guard and surrounding us while we're inside the bowels or something.
Not a problem. I will be lookout.
So he stays at the end of the gangplank. Or the gangway.
I have no problem.
Okie dokie. Then I will begin my investigation.
Okay. Make an investigation check.
With guidance.
Mm-hmm. Yep, so the top deck is pretty normal looking. So you guys start heading down below. And you take the stairs down the center of the ship to the cargo deck. And you're looking around, and at first glance, everything looks pretty normal. You know, there are some crates and barrels and things like that here. And as you're looking deeper, however, you notice a couple of things that are odd to you. One, none of the crates or barrels have any markings on them. Usually, when you have a cargo ship like this, you'd have markings on the barrels and crates to identify whose barrels and crates they are. So that, because you don't typically have a whole shipment of by ship being owned by one person. It'd be multiple groups, and you'd split them up in the dock.
Yep.
The other thing that you notice is a somewhat odd scent in the air.
Do I recognize the oddness?
Make an Arcana check.
It's fucking
Oh, well.
gnomish alchemical fire.
You do not recognize the scent. It
All
is,
right.
yeah, it doesn't. I would tell you, you would be able to recognize the type of scent. It is not a like a food or an herb. This is sharper, more chemical-like.
All right. Then I will. I'm assuming Lucinda or Venison would have came with me, and the other one would have stayed on the main deck because I went below. I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then I will bump them and be like, "You smell that?"
Do we smell that?
You're sniffing. Yeah, you do smell something odd. You guys could make your kind of checks as well to try to identify it.
Guidance?
I knew I was gonna roll low, so I didn't waste the guidance.
Yeah, Lucina, you're not entirely sure.
Venison, you too, don't forget guidance.
Guns on what?
Are you sniffing the air?
Arcana.
No.
He doesn't breathe. He's like the ribbit.
No, he breathes.
He just doesn't want to sniff strange smells.
Yeah.
Hey, does it smell like chloroform to you? Okay, I
Casts
guess.
inflict wounds.
I guess I will just continue looking around. One of the main things that I would be doing is bump checking the containers, tipping them, make sure there's nothing attached to the ground that would be a permanent, to look like a container, but would have some sort of sub part to it.
Yes, towards the center of the ship there is a crate, rather large crate next to the mast, and when you bump it, it doesn't move at all. It's almost like it's part
Like
of the
it's-
structure.
Yep.
But it looks like
Large enough that it would be like a man-sized door to walk into the crate, or is it still a small enough crate that you couldn't just walk into it like
it is a 10-foot tall, 5-foot wide, 5-foot deep crate.
Oh, okay. So you could put a door in it, essentially. All right, I would like to start looking very intently at this crate in the center of the ship
Okay.
for any sort of opening mechanisms or anything like that, as if it had a doorway on one of
Sure.
the sides.
That would require an investigation check, and the air inside of here is stagnant enough that your puffer would help with finding a like edge or something like that here.
So just flat roll.
Well, it would be with advantage because you're using the tool.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got you. The air is stationary, so I could find a pull-through leak.
It's stationary enough. There's a little bit of air movement from the gaps in the like, but nothing that would not like on top where there's wind and the all.
Okay. And you're guiding me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Dodged a bolt there.
Okay. Yeah, so you're looking around this, and you pretty sure that you're using your puffer on, and the puffer doesn't really reveal any airflow. But as you're looking real close at the edge, you notice some smudging. And as you kind of feel it, you realize that the crate in that section, like that, there's like a lower section of one of the sides, isn't actually wood, but rather feels more like plaster, shaped and painted to look like wood.
Does it look like it's removable, or if it was put in place to cover something?
It's a trap.
It looks, you don't see any hinges or a way like that would make this removable without destroying it.
Are we on the bottom deck of the ship?
You are
Or in the
below
cargo
deck,
area,
yes.
yes.
Do I think this would line up with where that door was?
Yes, you think it would.
Interesting.
I was gonna say, but we're still above the ballast, right? There'd still be
Yeah, well, I'm saying
area
maybe this,
below this.
maybe this goes through the ballast.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Okay.
It's funny
We
we're
haven't
doing
ran
this
into
right
any
after
crew.
I was fucking around in the sub-editor all day.
The crew that was supposedly left on the ship, we have not ran into any souls, no people.
Correct.
Okay. I think they escaped out this bottom hatch. So I'm going to kick the plaster.
Okay. You kick the plaster, which breaks readily, revealing an opening. and a small ladder, like a step ladder going down. At the bottom, you can see a small barrel open with what looks like dried beeswax. Sitting
Right.
next to a like frame cut out of the ship, and that a hatch very similar to the one, like the reverse side of the one you saw beneath you. The other thing, you don't see it, but you smell it. As soon as you kick that open, which the plaster had rendered it airtight, you are hit with the stench of fecal matter and rotting meat.
Okay, somebody's dead down there.
Do you poke your head down there?
So, yeah, with dark vision, I will,
Okay.
like half helmet peek. I'm not going to stick my whole head and body down.
Sure, you do.
Actually, here, maybe you should let me do that.
Why?
I'm
You
immune
can't
to
see shit.
diseases. Oh yeah, well I can't see shit though. Yeah, fair.
You know, I can just turn on a light.
I'm actually
Yeah.
double immune to diseases. I get one from lizard folk and one from paladin.
Okay. Yeah. Then we'll just turn a light of some sort down there, and then have Benison stick his head down, so that way I
Yeah.
don't have to do any.
Yeah, we'll see, and we'll just light up the mace with the electric light.
Okay. So you're taking a look in there, Venison?
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, you look down into the ballast, and it's like a short, like a crawl space. It's only like 2 feet tall. And besides the expected rocks that you see, you also see smears of what look to be blood and shit.
Interesting.
You also see iron chains and manacles scattered about down there. But you do not see any bodies.
But only from the direction I can see. Like, if I wanted to see the whole ballast, I'd have to go in there.
From what you can see pretty far. You basically can see like the entire bottom part of the ballast, which is the big part with all the rocks in it.
Right.
What you can't see is like the part where it like curves up and around the hull,
Mhm.
or at the fore and aft castle. But what you can see here is, very obviously like, what I described. Like
Right.
without entering it, you can see from looking around. You can see from side to side and fore to aft all the way.
Does somebody want to light my spear up so that I can go down there and see the entire thing?
Light cantrip.
All right.
So it's
I
going
will-
with electric light.
I will descend the ladder exactly as far as I have to
Okay.
see the entirety of the bilge.
Yes, you do so, and it is as I described it.
Okay. Well, it's gross down here. So, chains and
Yes.
tentacles.
Chains, open manacles, blood and shit smeared on the inside.
So I'm thinking something was living down here for a while, and
whatever was in the manacles was its food.
or
It's
it
more
wasn't
than one
manacles.
set. I want to be clear about that. There's like a dozen sets of chains and manacles down here.
Okay, so this was being used to transport prisoners of some kind, but they're not here now.
They're also clearly illegal because, well, you wouldn't need to hide them in a smuggling compartment otherwise.
Right, but why would you smuggle prisoners?
What's the common law on slavery in this area?
Slavery is not legal in the Duchy of Bay. There are serfs who are bound to the land, but they're not slaves. They are technically not slaves.
Three people that just
Technically.
came. We were just talking about this.
Technically,
Gilbert and I were literally having a conversation about the difference between serfdom and slavery. That there's not really that much of a difference.
There's not much, but the serfs do enjoy certain rights. Like you can't just go beat them. You can't sell them. That type.
yeah. I'm guessing
with
this
air
kind
quotes
of
around
like,
that.
Well, you could sell the land. They run with the land essentially.
right.
It's like indentured servitude, where technically speaking they have the opportunity to pay off their debts, except like it's structured so that they can't, or they're technically tied to the land. So you're not selling them to the other person. You're selling the land that they're stuck to. It's very legal technicality.
Okay, so with what we've seen of the beeswax hatch, does it appear to have a moon pool-esqueness to it, or if that was opened, it would drain the ship? Or flood the ship?
Flood the ship.
Because you said there's a can of beeswax next to it, so that means
There is
this
a
has
can
been
of
done.
beeswax. And looking at it, you can see that there are. You got a pretty high investigation. There's also an open scroll tube next, like as you like move around the barrel, like an open scroll tube kind of rests under it.
A scroll.
Somebody
tube?
could have
Ooh, check that out.
used a scroll of control water. Yeah.
Is there anything in the tube?
There is not.
Okay.
So somebody cast shape water or whatever with a spell scroll. The scroll itself, the paper of the scroll would be what disintegrates, but if there was anything containing it, like a waterproof scroll tube, that would still remain. And that's what's sitting there.
Interesting.
Well, if they're using it to control water, the spell would allow them to create like a bubble that they can move across
Yep.
the bottom.
The ship would stay afloat. Nobody would see the bubble. Somebody could escape the ship through that, plaster the hole up from the inside, leave the ship, swim out wherever, and Bob's your uncle.
Okay, so here's the question. This ship came into dock somehow, which means...
There were people on it. That means they escaped into the port.
Okay, so now we're dealing with a fugitive situation.
Yep.
How many
Except the fugitives
individuals?
are escaped prisoners who were being kept on here.
I don't think they're
I think they
prisoners.
escaped. I don't think
They
they
were
were prisoners.
prisoners
I
to
think they were
someone.
food.
Yeah, slaves
they
or
were food.
sacrifices or something.
Yeah, the
Okay.
blood doesn't say prisoner. And the lack of bodies also doesn't say prisoner. Because if they were just prisoners, they would have just offed them and left, whatever crew was remaining. They would have left through the hole, but they wouldn't have taken the prisoners with them. The blood and the shit, I'm assuming the shit's just from the prisoners being down here, but the blood signifies, like Gilbert's saying, either a sacrifice of some kind or they were food for something.
Interesting. I feel
How
like
much blood?
if there were food,
Yeah,
and
that would be my next question.
and if the blood were from them being eaten here, then there would be viscera and bones.
Could you take a scraping of that blood from down there? We'll investigate it when you bring it back up. Because you're the only one that actually went down there. I think it's safe for you to dismount the ladder.
Yeah, I'll go down there and I'll see what I can scrounge up.
Yeah, is the blood wet? Is it dry? And then get a pool of it or a scraping of it.
It is dry.
So it's old. How long has this ship been in port? Do we have that information?
Yeah, you would have known that it's been in port about a week.
Okay, so okay. All right. So then, just to find out what kind of blood it is, you said they're manacles, so most likely humanoid of some kind.
Yeah, I'll take a scraping of it on something and hand it up to whoever's going to do that.
With my proficiency with brewing stuff, would I be able to lean into chemistry a little bit?
That you're
I didn't
talking
think
about
so.
more alchemy than anything.
Yeah. Okay, so we will need to find somebody that can discern a type of blood. So I will. I have an empty flask. Can I use that to store the dry blood?
Sure.
Actually, I will give him the flask, and he can, fill
Yeah,
a decent amount with scrapings.
Yeah, I'll get some blood for you.
Okay. As for the amount, it's not so much that you think, like bodies exploding type stuff. It's
More like jugular slicing.
not even that much. This looks more like
People getting knocked around in the bilge.
knocked around in the
manacles chafing.
bilge, manacles chafing, maybe
Okay.
scratching at stuff.
Yeah, see, this says prisoners to me. More than
Mhm.
food.
Okay.
Think like what if you were thrown into an oubliette and you were trying to force your way out of it by hand. You'd probably scrape up your fingers pretty good and they might bleed and leave traces of blood behind.
Yeah.
That's pretty evident when anyone comes by afterwards.
Do we have any information about the people who were on this ship when it came into port?
Negative.
You know that there was a crew, but the crew were being officially held on the ship. But once the ship was isolated, officially they were supposed to be here on the ship. So it is
That's-
surprising that you have not run into anybody.
That seems weird. You'd think if
Like
they
I
were
said,
being held
they
on the
probably
ship.
escaped.
Well, how would they escape though? Because if they were being held on the ship, then presumably somebody would have been checking in on them to make sure they don't just jump off the ship and go swim to shore.
Well, that's what the guards are for, but they didn't go onto the ship. They just watched to make sure no one got off.
If they had
Right.
if the scroll down there was able to be used to
Okay.
manipulate the water below the vessel, they could have
Yeah.
smuggled out them and their prisoners out that way.
Yeah, so they
Yeah,
did that,
that's-
and presumably they took the prisoners with
The
them.
beeswax. Did the beeswax on the bottom look like they stuffed it on from the outside?
That's
it
that's
looks
what
like they
that's what I
opened the
gathered
barrel,
from.
took some gobs out with them, and then closed the hatch behind them and just smeared it all around on the outside.
Mm,
That's what I gathered from your first explanation of it, that it was done from the outside.
Venison, keep that light on your spear tip. Hop back out into the water outside of this vessel. Search through the silt and soil down there. See if any kind of belonging. Maybe
Anybody dropped anything?
a scrap of clothing from from a prisoner might have descended down there. Just, I don't know, get a lay for the soil below.
Does somebody want to help me do that?
How long can I hold my breath with no specialty stuff?
A few minutes, I think.
You can
Of
hold
con-
your breath for 1 plus your con modifier in minutes.
Okay, so I can hold my breath for 3 minutes.
Lucina can do it for 4 minutes.
And I can do it for 15.
Yeah, because D&D characters can hold their breath for ridiculous periods of time without.
I can do it for infinite. But
I was gonna say,
I
yeah.
can't swim, so I just sink like a stone.
We'll
maybe
we'll
he'd
tie
be
a
better
rope to you.
suited to it.
Yeah,
Actually, yeah,
I was
wait,
gonna say-
he's an artificer. Let's just let him do it.
Yeah, you have a decent investigation, correct, Mister?
Yeah, I have investigation.
Yeah, okay. I'll go down there with him with the spear if he even needs that.
I have
Take the
dark
spear
vision.
because color can be useful to have down there.
That's
Yeah,
true.
I was gonna say, yeah, have some sort of light source. We'll tie a rope to you and we'll just chuck you off.
Okay.
Well, first, hang on, before we tie a rope to him. How long? Actually, no, we're on a ship. We have plenty of rope.
We already have the
How
rope down to
deep
the
is
keel.
this water under? First of
That's
all,
what I was just getting at. How deep are we needing for rope to tie to him? Because we have to pull him back up. He can't swim.
So, from the water level to the bottom is about 100 feet.
Okay.
We have 50 feet tied to the keel, so
we're,
if somebody
we're on
wants to...
we're on a boat. We're on a boat. There's rope around. I just want to make
Yeah.
sure that
I
it
don't
wasn't
think
a
I'll be able
deep
to
water port.
see the bottom of the ship. From
It
that
is.
deep.
That's considered deep water for a medieval port.
Oh, yeah.
You know, most ships are only going to have like even that big cargo ship they're on docking is only going to have like a 30-foot draft.
And 100
Yeah,
feet's big enough to trigger Velassophobia for me. I'd say that's deep.
You guys have to remember I'm actual Navy, so 100 feet to me is not that deep. It is deep, yes.
It would be pretty deep,
Deep for
when you want to
medieval, yes.
consider well, not only medieval but also free diving.
Mm.
I can free dive to about 50 feet.
That's nightmare fuel for me.
Alright, so, if
Yep, we're gonna
that's
tie
what
100
y'all
feet of
want-
rope from you and push you off.
If that's what you want to do, I'll step off and
Yep.
gone.
The guard's still there, right?
Uh-huh.
Does he see this? Because I'm assuming we just went back on the wharf to do this, or the pier. We wouldn't
Yeah.
have done off the side of the ship.
Yeah.
Presumably. So yeah, you guys come off
Yeah,
the
he
gambling. He's like, "Is it done? Is the ship purified?"
Well, they take care of that. Lucina's gonna give the guard a rundown. Actually, you know what? First, you almost got me under. You almost got me. I'd like to insight check the guard when he asks
Okay.
that question. Like how genuine, concerned, double meaning to that am I detecting?
Make an insight check.
Can I guidance myself?
No, she was talking to him. So you're pretty sure he's basically shitting himself at this point. This looks like they stuck the rookie on the guard the ship mission, and he just found out that he's been on a cursed ship, and that does not bode well.
All right, yeah. So Lucina's just going to give him the full rundown of everything they found, as honestly as possible, and in general attempt to keep him from panicking.
So you inform him that the ship is completely empty of people.
Like literally everything that we have uncovered. Like Lucina is just going to give him all of that information.
All right, yeah. So you start talking about that, and he's kind of ashen face, like, well, that would explain the desecration you saw. So no curse.
No curse as I can find it. Just
Shit.
desecrated from evil acts.
Yeah, no kidding. Did
So
you see any of the crew on there?
No.
So there was a there was a woman captain and 5 men on the crew.
How many pairs of manacles were in the hold?
he went down there, so he would
about
actually
a
have gotten
dozen.
a good count.
Okay. I know I'm not there for this conversation, but it'll be relevant later.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, they take care of the diving. I guess Lucina then will get the official information that this guy knows from them.
Yeah. So he's like, oh well, shit.
The background, we're just tying rope to a robot and pushing it off the pier.
Yeah. He looks over and he's stops and then like turns back to the scene. He's like, yeah, whatever. I don't care about that right now.
At this point.
And he turns to the scene and he's like, you have to take this to the harbor master. My orders were to guard the ship and stop any from getting on or off. But from what it sounds like, this is a slaving ship, and they've escaped with their slaves. Shit.
How long has it been since your compatriots went off?
Too long.
More than 25 minutes have passed.
Huh. Balar,
What's up?
make sure our 2 deep diving compatriots are fine. I'm going to go with the guard here back to the harbor.
My orders are to stay here and guard the ship. You're free to go to the harbor master, but I've got to stay here. I'm not going to risk, getting killed because of disobeying orders and abandoning my post.
Fair enough.
They'll think I'm in on it.
Balar, make sure he doesn't get shanked or anything.
Alright, I pull out my dagger and smile with a hideous smile.
And Lucina's going to head off to the harbor master.
Okay, so you start walking up to the harbor master. HK, though, so you've submerged into the water.
I wish I'd been on the dock for that conversation, but it's too late now.
Yep. So they pay out the rope as you go down. Eventually, you land on the silty floor of the harbor. You have dark vision, right?
Yes.
Okay.
He has the
We
light
have
with
the
him.
light. Yeah.
And the light cantrip, okay.
I'll say Venison's down there with him. He just doesn't have a rope on him. I'm
Ah,
the only one on the dock.
Got it. Okay. So, yeah, you guys start looking around for stuff. Is that what you're doing, or what?
Yeah, gear, personal items, something that might have fallen off of somebody that was diving out of the bottom of a ship hastily.
If I have the light cantrip down here, then I will help him.
Okay. So, yeah, go ahead and make an investigation check.
Okay. I'm good at investigations. I'm a smart person.
That's why we sent you down there.
Yeah, he's the salvage drone.
That's
Okay.
twice I've rolled 5.
Yeah, you kicked up a lot of silt when you landed. And as you're going around, it's hard to see. But eventually, as you kind of stop moving and take some extra time, it begins to clear up. And beneath, like where do you think relatively would be beneath the ship? You see a pair of feet sticking up out of the silt. They are bare and somewhat rotted looking, but a pair of feet.
Upside down.
Sideways, like at an angle downward. But most of the body's underneath the silt.
I am going to point it out to the paladin in armor beside me because I'm not strong enough to lift.
He's not strong enough either, and he's also not wearing armor. But let's pull him out together.
Okay, so you guys can start unburying them. Fortunately, being submerged in water, the silt is relatively easy to move, and the body's weight doesn't really factor into this, as you kind of just yank it free, kicking up
Alright.
more silt. And you see a couple of things. One, this is an elf. It looks to have been dead and started to rot underwater. Its hands and feet are manacled, and a dagger is sticking out of its face. You can also see several wounds around the chest area, like stab wounds.
Does the dagger look unusual?
Well, the pommel of the dagger is worked into the shape of a shield, and you can see a certain symbol engraved on it.
Yeah, I'm taking that.
Okay.
Ooh, actually, while I'm down here...
In the light, you can see that this is what the symbol looked like.
Oh, it's a dagger of House Lannister.
And I'm sorry, you mentioned something that you were doing, but I missed.
Yeah, I'm divine sensing.
Why don't we
Ah,
just
okay.
take the whole body out? Can we
You can
just
do
carry the
that.
whole body out?
You could use, I mean, a standard dive procedure I didn't say anything before we sent him down, would have been to send a second rope.
Or I could
Okay.
just untie it's on me and tie it to the body and pull on it so he'll pull it up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I'll just
well, you would have a second rope. Like you typically would have some sort of signaling rope, and then your emergency your primary tie rope.
Because if you dump strength, you are not going to be able to lift me.
No, we'll be waiting for somebody to come help lift you. And actually, I probably could. Remember, we're on ships. Ships would have pulleys and things that would be able to give me advantage to it. It's trivial to get you back up. It would just be more time consuming. It's not an emergency where the strength actually
Well, then I'm
matters.
going to
It would
tie
just
the
be
body to
hard
the
for me.
second rope. And then I'm going to tie the body to the second rope. And
Yep.
hit the button.
Okay. Yeah, so you
Yeah,
tie
so-
up the body with the rope and signal to who's up top then? Belair?
Belair.
Alright, yeah, and you start roping it in.
Yep. Yeah.
All right.
So I would probably have pulleys or something from the ship and be using those. Something to make it easier for myself being a weakling, but
Yeah, they
I would
they don't
manage, it
really
would
have
just take a while.
pulleys, but they do have like the balusters that they use for tying the ropes to for the rigging, and you're able to use that like a pulley. It's just friction based instead of rolling.
so I'd be able to use a couple of those and do
Fortunately,
bit of
someone left this
advantage.
barrel of beeswax to lubricate it with.
perfect. I would have grabbed that because that's me.
And
How
yeah,
large
you're
of a barrel is it?
It's like a keg.
Like,
it's a gallon of beeswax.
Okay, yeah. So like
I'd
I was
love
gonna
to
say a
take that to
gallon
the
can of
bar.
paint or like a 5-gallon pail. That's the size that I was thinking. So like
It's
a
a
gallon can of paint.
Well, okay.
Okay.
It's a 5-gallon barrel. There's a gallon of beeswax left.
Okay. Then yeah, I would have probably had Venison bring that to me. I just didn't think of it.
Mm.
Or I would have gone back on the ship and grabbed it and
Yeah, you're
myself
able to
when I
do
was
so
forward
while,
up here.
while they're underneath there. So it does take some time for them to look around. And yeah,
Okay.
you start pulling it up, eventually getting this body to the surface of the water. The body does keep sinking. You think that the chest stabs made it so it's getting sodden with water and it's not floating on its
Yeah.
own.
Yeah.
No lung capacity remaining.
Mm.
All
And
right.
you left that in Venison. You still grab the dagger?
Yep.
Okay. Divine
Venison
Sense
has-
did
I do
not
not.
ping on anything.
Not even the boat?
You are too
100
far
feet.
down.
Oh, yeah. Alright.
All right. Well, we're going to get him up on the dock.
Yep, I got the elf up, so I would send the
Okay.
rope back down. I'd tie something heavy to it and just toss the rope back down so they have it if they need it.
Yeah, you're able to fish the body out and send the rope back down. That's not a problem.
I am going to continue searching the bottom of the. Can we see the bottom of the boat from where we are?
No, your light does not travel that far, neither does your dark vision. The water is obscuring it.
100 feet of water does actually filter up quite a bit of light.
Yes, it does. Especially when it's not like pure water. This is like a natural environment.
I wonder if you could immerse yourself in 100 feet of roadie water, how much would you be able to see through?
Of roadie water?
Yeah, that's like the super purified water that they use for like science experiments. It's a reverse osmosis deionization.
So just deionized water.
Yeah,
Yep.
but it's like the really fancy deionized water.
Never heard it called that.
Yeah.
So they're continuing their search. They're just, I'm guessing, expanding their search area now that they
Probably.
found something.
Hmm. You guys can make a investigation check because you're looking around the sea floor.
Wouldn't he have advantage because Venison is helping him?
Yes.
Yep. I'm
You
keep
would.
up with him.
Help is helpful.
Help is helpful. And yeah, you find, you're digging around. You don't really find anything near the ship, but, a little ways off, you do find what appears to be a sealed stone cask. Rectangular in shape. And looks to have been sealed with lead.
That's interesting.
Like
Mm.
stone panels with like lead soldering to like hold it all together.
We've gotten the body out, right?
Yes.
I would like to hook up the rope to that thing.
Yeah, we're sending this up next. Yeah.
Okay.
This is
Okay.
a hell of a campaign, y'all. This is a hell of a campaign so far. We've never done undersea salvage before. This is a first.
I'm vibing it. It's good. It's good.
All right. So yeah, same procedure as before: beeswax, lubrication, pulling the rope up. Does it seem heavier than the body?
Yes. What is your strength score, actually?
6.
Okay. You start pulling on it. Let's see, it's what, 15 times? Actually, you might be able to lift this. Let me check.
Wait, we're making him do it? Oh my god.
You're unable to lift this out of the water.
If he's struggling, I will go down there and attempt to lift it from the bottom as he's doing that. I am also not particularly strong, but I think having a swim speed might help me here.
Could
What
I,
is your
uh,
strength score?
You have
Dead.
at least a 13, right?
You're paladin. You should have something in strength.
In strength? No, I'm a dex paladin.
What is your strength score, Venison?
Me? 8.
Yes. 8. 8, 15, so that's 120 pounds. That is enough. This is a heavy stone cask. It weighs 115 pounds.
My push-pull drag is 180.
But you're trying to lift it up off the seafloor.
Okay.
How
Good. I
much
was
did
going
you
to
say
say
it was?
It's fine.
115
Venison
is
is
the-
capable of lifting it, so it's fine. He can just swim up with it.
Yep. Yeah, my
Oh.
push drag lift is more than that.
Yeah, he's doing an additional because the water creating drag,
Ah.
which is fair. Water does create drag. Otherwise, I was going to
Sure
have the
does.
guard help me and be like, "Hey, give me a hand with this. I can't pull it." Because I'm sure he would have, because he technically would still be watching the ship. But
Mhm.
regardless, Venice and I were able to get it up together.
Okay.
So how large is this?
This is a 5-foot long, 2-foot wide, 1-foot deep stone coffer with 6 panels of stone that look to have been soldered heavily with like a lead or some other type of white metal.
Well, you said it's stone.
Yes, like
Thus far
stone
it
panels
was-
that have been like soldered together with like molten lead.
Thus far,
Well,
it's stone working.
I know the two things that stop magical means of detection. Although my character doesn't.
I think your character would be familiar with that mechanic.
I don't know.
Knowing that
Mine
magic doesn't go through certain materials
Oh yeah, maybe
as
you
a
would know
magical
that.
person.
Yeah, although I don't
Mine
think he
would
has
know that.
access to any spells that have those restrictions, so I don't know.
I think isn't Divine Sense and your first level your first tier paladin spells of like detect good and evil and detect magic. Pretty sure you have those, right?
Yeah, but Divine Sense just specifies not behind total cover.
I mean, you do have 2 spells then that do specify about lead.
Do I? Oh yeah, I think I do.
Detect
Okay.
magic and detect good and evil. I
Oh,
think
yeah,
you might
there
even
you
have
go.
detect poison. Like, you have like the same first level spells I do for the most part.
Oh yeah. Blocked by 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of common metal, a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood or dirt.
So regardless, this is stoneworking, correct? At some point or another, there's stone here, and it was
yes,
worked.
there is stone. Yes, the stone does look to be worked.
Could I do some discerning about its history and possibly learn more about it?
Yeah, absolutely. You could make a stone cutting. Go ahead and roll it.
I don't know if that's supposed to be +4 or +6. I always forget because I have a +2 to my history right now. I don't have proficiency, and it says to add double your proficiency.
So you should be what's your proficiency bonus?
+2.
So you should
So
be
it should
adding
be a
plus
total
4.
of +6.
Yes. So
Okay.
it's 18.
Okay. Yep. Yep. That would be 18 then.
All right. So first thing you realize, these are stone. That this was worked. Like this was not like naturally stone that was just left and eroded this way. These were carved into this shape. And what you can tell is that, however, they are slightly eroded. You can tell that there was some type of writing engraved on it, but time has worn it away to the point of illegibility. All 6 faces show evidence of this writing.
Okay.
The other thing that it tells you, super old. This is really, really old. Ancient, even.
So far older than this ship that is here.
You
Far
think
older than the port, even.
It's probably older than the city. Like this,
Okay.
this looks like your stone cutting would be telling you that this is like a pre-fall type box.
Oh, whoa, what have we found now?
Pandora's box, probably.
And upon the box are inscribed 2 letters. E-A.
Ugh.
We found a loot box.
I was just thinking that. Yeah, did the little achievement bubble pop up? Loot box unlocked
No,
for me?
you open it, and there's like some cardboard boxes inside, and then we launch into our commercial for HelloFresh.
Oh.
I would be.
Today's
it
episode
wouldn't
of the
shock
Shielded
me if
Lands
the
is
2
brought to you by
letters were
Loot Crate.
AS. It wouldn't shock me if that's what the letters were.
Yeah, Underdark with his 20 subscribers now has sponsors.
Oh no.
He's sold out.
I also feel
Goddamn
like
right
we
I
open
did.
the box. I also feel like we open the box and this is going to happen.
Oh.
We're here, but
I was worried that
We've
this
been-
thing is just going to melt my face off if I open it.
yeah, we're going to keep this sealed for now. I'm going to pass that information to Venison. And how much time has passed for Lucinda? We probably should switch over there.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
at this
am I
point,
jumped by banditos?
yeah, it's been like that took you like a half hour to find it and get it out. Lucina at this point has going back in time a little bit. Lucina, yes, you're arriving at the harbor master's office again, alone. No one jumps you on the way there.
Darn. I mean, good. I gotta remember to mute my mic.
So what do you do?
Going in to speak to the harbor master.
Okay, so you go in. Same, desk guard is there. He looks up and says, "Oh, you're back." Just waves you off, like, go upstairs if you want to talk to the harbor master.
All right. Between here and there,
Mhm.
gonna cast a wee little spell.
Okay.
We call that spell Detect Good and Evil. Actually, you know what? Detect Magic. I'll go with Detect Magic.
Why not detect thoughts?
I'm a cleric
Oh, right. Sorry.
and a sorcerer. 2 and 2.
It's a first level, isn't it?
No.
Well, that's second level. Oh,
Okay.
Also, detect thoughts would too easily counteract my favorite skill of insight. There's a certain fun to not knowing if Underdark is fucking with me or not.
Alright, so you're casting Detect Magic.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. You do not detect any magic currently.
Right, I'll just, keep that running
Okay.
as I go and speak with the harbor master.
Uh-huh. Yep, so you walk up the stairs. There is a office door. You can see it's got lettering on it. It says Harbor Master Simon. You just barge in.
No, I knock.
Yes, you hear a somewhat thin, reedy voice on the inside say, "Oh, come in."
Lucina will enter.
And you see a somewhat portly gentleman, graying hair, sitting behind a desk with some parchments on it. He's got a quill in his hand. He says, "Yes, how can I help you?"
I mean, first, does the magic detect anything?
Actually, it would. There is some conjuration magic coming from the open safe behind him on the floor behind him to your left is a safe that's sitting ajar, and inside of there you have some conjuration magic.
probably where he keeps his snail phone.
Oh my god.
Lucina will explain to him then that they came across a desecrated ship in the harbor, spoke to the guards, found out it was under quarantine, and in general, inform him as to what she was there to discover. So that specifically does not include the parts about what we found underneath the boat. Just inside the boat.
Well, that would be hard because you weren't there for that.
Exactly. I'm just making sure that there's no DM confusion.
Sure, no problem. I appreciate it. And so he's like, "Well, that's not allowed. Yeah, they broke the rules. They should be punished. Where the crew you said is on the ship still, not on the ship.
They're not on the ship. Also, insight check.
Sure, make an insight check."
God, he sounds sus.
Well, he seems distracted, like he's not quite all there.
I'm assuming
Like-
you're going to ask about the.
Is he looking off somewhere?
No, he's looking at you, but he's got kind of he's not focusing on you. He's just looking in your general direction. And you hear, and he says in that same monotone, mumbling voice, "Well, that's against the rules. They can't do that. They must be punished. It's against the rules for them to leave the ship or to bring what they brought. You are an adventurer, yes?"
Yes.
"Good. Then I think you shall be my instrument for this." And he pulls out a piece of parchment and begins scribbling on it. "I'm going to give you a warrant for their arrest. Find them and bring them here. I don't care if they're alive or not. You will be rewarded for this." And he just holds out the piece of parchment to you.
Lucina will take the parchment.
Okay. Yeah, it's a very simply written warrant for the arrest of the crew of the Murky Seas. for violating harbor rules. And it basically says that if you bring the crew to him at the office of the harbor master, he will pay you 500 gold. There's a reward section on there.
Also, Gilbert, the two dudes that ran off, they were supposed to.
I'm getting to that.
Okay.
Don't worry. And so Lucina will take that, thank him for his time, leave the room, and then once back at the, I guess like what, stairwell or whatever, the hallway she was at when she used detect magic, will instead cast detect good and evil.
Okay.
And pull a Columbo, just one more thing.
So to be clear, you're doing this at the desk officer.
Before
Which
him.
wing?
So, like, you left the dockmaster's office, and you're halfway down the stairs and you're doing this? I'm confused about where you are.
Yeah, about halfway down the stairs.
Okay. And you cast Detect Evil and Good.
You know, do the whole snap. Almost forgot. And then go back to speak with him.
Okay. The door is closed. Do you knock or just go in?
Knock.
You hear the same reedy voice. Yeah, let's come in.
Just one more thing. Sorry to bother you with this.
Yes, what can I do for you?
Did the other two guards come to you with the update on this earlier than me?
No, you are the first.
Inside check.
My wife, she's always guarding boats,
Sure,
you know.
make an insight check. So yeah, he's got like that same like half vacant kind of look on his face as he's looking at you. He doesn't seem to have any noticeable, like he's not hesitant or anything like that. It's more like he's confused about why you're asking about random guards.
Like, in addition to his creepy, vacant, staring through the middle of space at me, or like genuine confusion?
Yes.
Anything for Detect Evil and Good?
Let's see here. Detect Evil and Good.
It basically detects anything that's not a corporeal, mundane creature, so aberration, celestial, elemental, fey, fiend, undead, along with desecrated and consecration.
Right. Nope. Nothing pings on that.
Uh-oh. That is not good, Gilbert.
Thank you for your time. And Lucina will head back downstairs and speak to the doorman about the two guards.
And he looks at you and he's like, "What do you say to him?"
Just looking to inquire as to the the two guards from the dock. Sent them ahead with some advance notice about the quarantine ship.
Who did you send?
The two guards who were guarding the ship before. What was the name of the guy we left there?
You never asked
We
him
didn't
his
get
name.
We didn't.
Yeah, he's guard number 3.
You never asked him his name.
She'll describe them.
Oh, that would be Yannick and Nils. No, I can't say I've seen them today. They've been on guard duty all day, as far as I know.
And then she'll describe the third one.
Yep, that's Wilhelm. New guy guard working on the guard force. Placed Ian after he had a unfortunate encounter with some Well, let's just say him and some sailors had a disagreement, and he ended up in a rather sorry state.
Oof.
Yeah, as far as but I haven't seen any of the three of them all day. They've been on guard duty since this morning.
Just a heads up, then. We spoke to sorry, Under. Would you say the first two were?
Yannick and Nils.
We spoke to Yannick and Nils earlier. Informed them they were the first ones that we told about the desecration of the ship. They ran off here. Would have been under what it would have been like an hour ago, hour and a half.
Closer to an hour and a half at this point.
They would have left the ship hour and a half ago. I get the feeling something's not right.
Well, I'll say if they've abandoned their post, that's that's going to be pretty severely dealt with. It's not something that people can just do.
Oh, Wilhelm was there guarding as well, but they said they were coming off here to inform the watch captain about the desecration of the ship.
Desecration? What desecration?
The ship's desecrated.
He's look like, what? What do you mean it's desecrated?
Lucina's going to take a moment to check around for eavesdroppers.
Okay, make a perception check. Off in the corner, you see this gnome with a broom and some overalls just kind of sweeping the floor.
The one is broom.
Lucina's going to kind of gesture hand motion wise for him to sweep over there, not here. Something confidential is being said, type thing.
Okay, make a persuasion check then.
Oh god, it's gonna turn out this fucking Underdark sweepy gnome. Fucking take out 2 guards.
See the gnome shrug, goes over to the other corner, starts sweeping over there instead. Fair more distance away from you.
Lucina will kind of lean in conspiratorially towards the guard and kind of give him the rundown.
Okay, so what exactly are you telling him?
Everything that she's aware of.
Okay, the guard nods. He's like, well, probably means that when you track down this crew, you're likely to find these 2 guards there. They're probably on the take, if you know what I mean. Let's just say that there's no need to worry if they happen to be unable to report for work. Ever. Again. You won't see any problem with me.
Good to know. Do you know of any places in particular that the scum and villainy would likely be skirting through around here?
Well, sort of. There is a gambling house that a bunch of the sailors like to frequent. Technically, it's illegal, but we don't generally bust it unless they get into a big brawl or something. The patrician who runs it generally, let's just say, he pays well to ensure that it's semi-official. As long as nobody gets hurt, I don't see any problem with it.
It's like some of the underage bars I drank at.
and it's known as the Blossom. It's run by a gnome by the name of Finn. Finn Falk. If you're looking for underground contacts, that's where I would go.
How do you? There it is. Finn Falk. If I pay it a visit, then I shall try to make sure I don't put any of you in an awkward position. Have a good day.
You as well.
Insight check.
Sure, make an insight check. You're pretty sure he's going to be telling Finn about you before you get there. Like, you get the feeling that it's not quite as casual a relationship that he was implying.
Excellent. I've made my appointment. All right.
Okay.
Back to the ship she goes.
Yeah, and it, that the whole conversation, getting the warrant written up, talking to him, the gnome, having to wait for the gnome to walk to the other side of the room to keep sweeping. By the time you get to the ship, that's about when Venison and HK would be climbing out of the drink with this stone chest. And so you would have heard Belair's analysis of the stone as you were walking up.
How close is Wilhelm to us?
He's about 10 feet away.
Wilhelm, I did some looking into this. For your own personal safety, I would recommend that you distance yourself from us and this cursed ship matter as much as you are legally allowed to.
He looks at you, looks at the chest, looks at the ship, walks over to the east. He's about 30 feet from you now.
Alrighty. Let's plop it back on the ship. Go over it. Anything bad that happens, the ship should be able to contain it.
Do you want to open this thing?
Are we safely out of earshot of Wilhelm?
As you haul this thing towards the gangplank on the ship, yes.
I'm thinking whether we open it or not at the moment right now. Doesn't really matter. And then Lucina is going to inform the party of the incredibly suspicious harbor master, the guards who are probably definitely on the take, and in general, keep everyone synchronized on information.
Ah, interesting.
Also, we now have an appointment at the Blossom with a Finn Falk.
Are you expecting us?
So,
Well, in a manner of speaking, yes.
okay.
Was there more, Mister?
No, I'm thinking.
Oh, that was just a head nod. Okay. I was just that okay ended with an abrupt period. How you said it? Okay. Then it sounded like more like a comma, not
No,
a period.
I was thinking. I don't want to. I'm not sure on opening that box. I don't think we should open the box.
I mean, you guys want to know something real fun?
No, we're not opening the box, Gilbert. No.
I said, do you want to know something really fun? That dagger, that sigil is the Ivrevia Empire. They're
Where are
from
they
all
located?
the way up north, opposite side of the continent.
Okay, so this is far away that dagger came from.
Very far. They would have had to circumnavigate more like an entire continent.
Okay, does
Interesting.
the ship have any ties to that part of the country or the runabout that came up here?
Oh, I have no idea. I do,
So-
however, have this warrant. Show them the warrant.
Real quick, Under, you specified that this ship is more of a cargo runner from larger ships offshore for non-deep water ports.
No, you guys brought it up, and I was telling you how you could do it and how that might benefit smugglers. General information you would know. You don't know the provenance of this ship. It could have also been just a coastal runner from, say, like the Loser Dynasty, and it just edged around the coast of the Sea of Thorns all the way over to here.
Yep, doing port hopping. That's what I was thinking. It was
Yes.
doing coast running. Okay.
It could do that. It could also be just a shuttle type thing. You don't know. You guys don't have the provenance of the ship. You don't know where it came from
Okay.
or where it's been.
While Lucina and these guys are looking at this chest or this stone coffer, I would like to start opening containers. So I'd like to grab a crowbar off the deck and start just popping containers opening and seeing what material is actually stored in all of these containers.
I have a question.
Okay.
What is the elf that was stabbed? What is he dressed in? Is he dressed in rags?
Yes.
Or
Indistinct rags.
oh, okay.
Very tethered, basic clothing.
Beyond tattered. Like this is. If you were to move the corpse around, these things would start sloughing off of them, type thing. Like it's like the
Is there any kind
waterlogged,
of
rotted
markings?
scraps.
Is there any
somebody
kind of
with-
markings or etchings on the manacles, like to represent which branch they belong to?
On the manacles, no, there's no marking.
There's no serial number.
Yeah, there's no serial number. On the dagger, on the pommel of the dagger, there was that emblem that he was stabbed with. And since you're asking, you're looking at, you do see that on his left ass cheek, there is a brand. That looks to be like a stylized. No, it's like a stylized 69, where like the 6 and the 9 are touching.
A stylized.
This be a brand.
Is that just the whole like yin yang thing?
Pisces.
Does this guy have the
That's not-
Chinese yin
that's not
yang
Pisces, that's
tattooed on his
Cancer.
butt?
Oh, Cancer. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it'd be more like Cancer than Yin Yang, because he said they
He
were
has ass
touching.
cancer.
He has ass cancer. Yeah, I typed in chat on who has a good medical to investigate that body to see how long it was underwater, etc.
I got a +2.
Same.
Probably better than everyone else.
Yeah,
there.
it's like a yes, it is like the Cancer
Medicine is
astrology
wisdom.
symbol
I have
rotated
a-
90
I
degrees.
only have a 0 in medicine.
Okay,
Now,
so we've seen that
investigation, I'm intelligence based. I can do
Alright,
that.
we're investigating a dead body.
Yeah.
It's going to be a medical check.
Yeah,
So
so
Lucinda and I will look at the body closely.
yeah,
Whoever
assistance
makes the check, it
plus
doesn't matter.
guidance.
What are you
So-
trying to get with this?
I'd like to discern how long the body was waterlogged and underwater.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. So. Yeah. You
Would
you'd
that
have
be
advantage that'd be medicine. You'd have advantage because of the help and the guidance.
Are you're rolling it, Lucinda? Go ahead.
Or do you want to roll it?
It doesn't matter. We have the same modifier.
All right, I'll roll it.
I'm particularly unlucky today, so. It's enough to get something.
Yeah, and from what it looks like, it's been like 3 or 4 days underwater.
So they didn't leave the ship immediately. That's basically what I'm discerning about when they left the ship.
Yes.
Because that's when the body would have been, dropped out. Because they only had the one scroll, so they wouldn't have been able to open that hatch multiple times. So theoretically, that estimation is about when they abandoned ship and went into the port. So they have that many days of a head start on us for hiding. So yeah, I would like to, if somebody wants to come down to the hold with me and start ripping open containers, start to see what kind of cargo is on the ship to try figuring out what where it came from, possibly.
I'll go with you.
All right.
Okay. So
Just-
you start opening up crates and barrels and the like. The barrels are pretty much just water barrels. Fresh water.
Okay.
One of the barrels is rum, though, and for mixing up to a grog ration type deal.
Yep. Purify the water in the most sailorish way possible.
A couple of the crates contain preserved, like iron ration type deals. The rest, as you open them, contain shiny rocks.
Gemstones?
No, your stone cutting would tell you that this is iron ore.
Oh, interesting. Where's the nearest iron mine then? Where would iron ore be coming from nearby?
Nearby, the mountains. It's not that rare.
So, yeah, but like where would be the most logical port that iron would be getting exported out of?
Hang on, I gotta pull up the map for that.
I asked something DM wasn't prepared for.
Well, yeah, I wasn't expecting the trade route system to come up.
Well, I wanna know where this
is there
ship
a
came from.
captain's quarters or something?
Oh yeah, like captain's log.
Yeah, we can go look with the captain to see if there's anything in the captain's quarters.
On
yeah,
this small of a ship?
There is think like it's essentially like a sliding, it's not a sliding door, but it's basically like a small little cabin on the front of the ship with a door, and it's got a bunk and some like chests like built into the bookcase type chests like built into the wall above the bunk.
All right, I'm gonna start investigating that stuff.
Sure, make an investigation check.
Hey.
I'll help him. I got the worst kind of sliver. Oh, I think I got it.
A sliver of truth?
No, a very, very small metal shard right in the ball of my foot.
Oh no, the worst kind is when you're working with a stapler and you accidentally get the staple underneath the length of your thumb pad of your finger.
I don't want to ask what you're doing with a stapler that you managed that.
I was removing a staple.
Okay, so you would think, Belair, that the nearest port that would be exporting iron would be to the east. It's about a week's travel if you're on a boat on the coast. It's known as Ashbarrow.
Ashbarrow. Okay.
Yeah, it's not quite a city, but it's bigger than a village. It's like a
Yeah,
town.
primarily just exporting iron is their biggest thing. Importing, consumer goods, exporting just iron.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, I will note that down, but I don't think it'll come up any later. But at least we know kind of probably where the ship came from if they were exporting iron ore. What's the approximate value of all of this iron ore? If I can make a guess.
Look up something real quick.
How much a barrel of iron ore is and how much that ship could hold?
Basically, yes. Give me a second to look that.
Ha! You make Pete do it on Mondays, and now we're making you do it on Saturdays.
Doesn't bother me.
Oh man, I should have been the one to do it to him. Damn it. Oh, well, I mean, at least we didn't make him homebrew an entire system for handling how much money you're going to make off of that.
Pete, we didn't make you do shit. You did that to yourself.
Yeah, but you were going to want to do that no matter what. The system was just to save myself time. If I
Okay,
didn't
that's
homebrew it, I was going to have to do something.
Yeah.
Homebrewing it was the easy option.
yeah,
using the dice
that's fair.
mechanics. I mean, I know iron ore isn't
So,
super valuable.
Yeah, each crate, which is about 100 pounds of iron, is probably worth about a gold piece. There are a dozen such crates on the ship.
So they weren't doing this for the iron. They're just using that as cover, probably. Not exactly a lucrative trade.
No, you would not expect it to be very lucrative. They probably bought it. They probably didn't. You wouldn't expect to make much more than a few copper per pound.
Yep. Well,
Now,
how many
Mister,
extra pounds of
hold
carry
on.
weight do we have? Go
So
ahead.
Lucina, or not Lucina, sorry, HK. So yeah, you're looking at the captain's quarters here, and you've gone searching. for it. And it looks like it's been cleared out. Like the shelves are bare, the bed is unmade. But as you're kind of poking around, you do find a scrap of parchment that was
What
talking.
language is it?
It is in common. It appears to be a purchase order, or at least a scrap of one. And it simply it gives an order for 10 units. What they're units of is not listed, or it might have been on the torn off part. And the delivery address is a street, but the building number is also torn off. And it is a street name you recognize as being in Lushingworth.
Okay.
Oh,
All right. Well, then I'm gonna keep that to give to the party. So we can go with that as we may. But that's all I find.
That is all you find.
So we find some weird cargo in a ship with an address attached to it, and now we have to go look for it.
I mean,
I'm guessing that the address is not expecting a delivery of iron.
Eerily similar to
10
we've done
units
this
of
before.
people.
Yeah, it's like, I'm seeing my own handiwork in this campaign.
You open up the stone box.
There's a dead guy in there.
There's a dead guy embedded in the molten lead. Clutch, you can see like in his like molten clutched hand is a scroll tube.
Ah.
No.
God.
We then have to start tracking down a pair of sisters being chased by a gnomish crime lord.
All right, so we've pretty much finished the bottom of the ship out. There's not much more information we can gather from down there. So what we have left is the stone coffer. Do we want to open that, or take it elsewhere and have somebody else open it?
I mean, that thing is old. Very old. Can I do a history check on it or something to see?
I already did.
Oh, yeah.
My stone cutting gave me a lot of information. It is pre-fall.
Hey guys, whatever this thing is, I don't think we can risk people knowing we have it. I'm going to throw this out there.
Put it back in the water.
No. Move it down the coast. You guys can breathe underwater. Take it, move it along the coast, find a place to,
Bring it ashore.
Exactly, and hide it.
I mean, yeah, theoretically. That'd be the best bet to keep it out of the city and out of, anybody else that may be interested in gaining access to it.
Hide it somewhere where we can mark it.
All right.
Okay,
I think me
can do
and
that.
me and HK48 can probably lug it along the bottom, although I'll have to
Yeah.
come up every 15 minutes.
Yeah, but that's still, reasonable because you don't have to dive up for air. And then once you get,
Yeah.
out of the port, you're going to be in shallower water, so it'll go even quicker.
We can find somewhere along the shore to bury it, and then we should make sure that we have a map of the area so we can mark off exactly where it is. 'Cause we don't
All
want to
right.
lose it.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good plan. So I guess Lucinda and I will start distracting Wilhelm so he doesn't see the stone coffer getting lugged into the ocean.
Okay, how do you distract him?
I don't know.
Lucina is going to
Mention the poor,
Like-
the street with the.
Oh yeah, you could ask about the street.
yeah, we'll go.
While we get
yeah.
off, y'all go and I hand you the scrap of paper. So while we're lugging the thing off, y'all can follow that for a bit.
Yeah, Lucina will go with the whole. You know how I told you to keep your distance with this? Well, that's taken care of. Looking for information on, the street, what that part of town's like, anything you can really tell me.
Well, that's a residential street. It's about 2 blocks north of here. It's like a moderately priced area. There's not terribly amounts of crime. It's the type of place I would live in. I don't, but I could easily do so. What's your question about it? It's pretty plain.
That was pretty much the question. What's it like?
Well, it's a residential section. There's row houses and a street. People. I'm not sure what you're asking. Like, it's not really known for anything. It's not. There's no bars, no pubs, no.
How close to the water is it?
It's like 2 blocks north of here. It's a 20-minute walk.
Right, but I mean, how close to the water is it? Like, is it on the shoreline?
No, it's 2 blocks north of the docks. It's
Oh,
closer to
okay.
the middle of the city.
Okay, close to the middle. Does this town have underground sewers?
Do you ask him that, or are you just asking me?
Asking him.
He thinks says, sections of it do. The inner part of the city that he points at the street, that the houses on that street do. It's okay. I mean, we have to send squads down there in the city guard every so often to, root out the occasional rodent of unusual size. But other than that, it's pretty basic sewer system. The poorer parts of the town that they don't.
Right. The sewer system, it would lead out here towards the harbor, right?
Yes.
I mean, without leaving your post, can you give me directions to where that exit point would be?
He points, far off to the west side of it, and he's like, it's right over. It's like right at the end of the dock. Way over there is where the waste is deposited into the ocean.
All
Are we on the
right.
east or the west
He's pointing at the west.
of the river? Are we on the docks? Are we east or west right now?
You're on the west side.
Okay.
If it's relevant, would you be able to, like, draw like an X and a dot on there?
Sure.
Thank you. I'm a visual person.
For the drain in the house.
Mm-hmm. If it's not obvious, my thinking is that they used the
They went up
sewers.
the sewer drain. Yep.
Yep.
Was that reasonably distracting enough?
Mhm.
Cool. They begin their journey. Just Venison playing leapfrog, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, that's a nice map of the city. It looks like a guy with a big hairy nose.
All right. So the blue line, that's the street. The blue oval, that's the ship. The X is where he's pointing and saying that that's where the
Sewer drain is.
the drain into the ocean is from the sewer.
Oh wait, I changed my mind. It looks like something else. Continue on. I have to mark this up.
Yep. Okay.
All right. I guess just thank him for his time. Say good job. Keep doing your job, and then we'll go check out that sewer drain.
Okay.
Wilhelm, seriously, be careful with this information. Something shady's going on.
I have no idea what you're talking about. There is nothing shady going on. This has been a perfectly routine day with nothing the matter.
Just don't get yourself killed, okay?
I could say the same to you.
If only he knew.
If only he knew. Looks at graveyard on Wiki. All right, let's go check it out.
There we go.
Naturally, you can make a
it's-
phallic out of anything.
There has to be something.
Naturally, you can
every-
make a phallic out of anything.
Every map will have a penis.
Yep. Obligatory map penis.
Actually, if you expand that a little bit, you can get the double screw.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Forgot
just expand it out to where the entire like western dock is just the head of it, and then yeah.
Anyway,
That's a chunky boy. All right, we're going to the drain. They're hobbling along the bottom of the ocean.
Okay.
just, let me know when we're. Actually, I should think about how we're going to mark this place so that we can come back to it.
I would assume that we have access to a local map.
Hey, Ruffles,
Yeah.
you want me to make this map even worse?
No, I'd rather go investigate the sewer.
The sewer we're going up is the urethra. Escalation.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Now I'm just thinking of fucking.
Now I know, Pete, why you don't give out maps.
Yep.
Oh, now I'm just thinking of fucking.
I give out maps. It's just that I give out maps made by other people.
Yeah.
You know, speaking of all this genitalia stuff and sewage systems, I gotta use the restroom.
All right. Yeah. So, do we have a reasonable map of the local area around this town?
Define reasonable.
The coast.
That covers far. I mean, we wouldn't need a map of the town. We could get like a map of the surrounding area that shows the coastline.
Yeah, more of like a better detailed drawing of the coast, so we could look for some sort of inlet or somewhere that would have soft ground that we could get that coffer up into, and they're looking to bury it and be able to mark that easily. So
I mean, here's what you know.
Okay.
That light blue is swampland, or is that?
No, shallows.
So what I imagine we're doing is we're going sort of south and west along this bay to the adjacent, or to like the edge of the adjacent hex where the farmland is.
Okay, yeah, it's about 3 miles outside.
Yeah. As long as we're out of the port, I think 3 miles should do.
I would recommend north, less population
North?
that way.
Oh, is it? Oh, yeah, that's true.
Or east,
I mean,
yeah, north to east. It wouldn't be that much of a time difference.
Yeah. My issue is how are we going to mark off the place where we bury this so that we can find it again?
Jack Sparrow it. Faces on a landmark.
We could do that.
Yeah, or a couple lengths of rope that we know the actual length of, and use those as a basically really long tape measure.
Right.
And then just use something solid like a large landstone or a significant tree or something that you can use as a
Yeah.
landmark.
If we can find like a particularly unique looking rock that we could use as a landmark, I would like to do that.
More like a boulder or half mountain, something big.
Yeah, well, something along the shore
Okay.
that sticks out.
Make a survival check to try and find some identifiable geography.
All right, I don't suppose HK is decent at survival. All right.
That's a wisdom. He'd be probably about the same as you.
Yeah.
You find some rocks, and you're really sure that you'll remember this spot.
Oh, great. Okay, well, I mean, later on I'll have a better way of finding this, but it still requires a degree of precision. Can I at least identify where I am on the map?
Yes.
Okay.
You're at the corner of the hex below the L in the shallows.
All right. Why don't what we do is after we, I assume we're going to bury this. After we do that, why don't we go up onto the road? And do the roads have mile markers?
No. Not in
Not-
the bay, they do not.
Not here. All right.
Not here.
Well, then, if nothing else, we can walk back and keep track of how much time it takes to get back from that distance, and we can use that as a. Yeah.
You know it's about a 4-hour walk.
Okay. We don't have any issue burying the thing.
No, if you're just burying it like on the coast.
Well, I think we were going to bury it in the water, weren't we? Or
I would, yeah.
yeah, we'll bury it. In the
I would
water.
bury it. You have your high tide and your low tide. I would bury it.
We want to bury
so
it
it's
below
even-
the tide line. I don't want to wash it
Yeah.
down.
Yeah, exactly. Bury it below both tides.
Yeah.
But nearer to the edge of the low tide,
You
and then
do
he
so.
can use his landmarks to kind of figure out where it is.
Yeah, more or less. Once
Not
I
very
get
well.
second level spells, I'll have locate object. So as long as I can get reasonably close, I'll be able to find it.
Sweet. All right. So yeah, we can come back to that later on. But
Okay, we bury it and make a note of where it is.
Okay.
so another thing you could do is put something on top of it that's large enough the tide wouldn't move it.
Well, the box is already pretty big. I don't think the tide's going to move that.
No, not the box. I'm saying like an actual place marker,
Oh yeah, like in a big
like a
boulder
big
in the
flat
ground.
rock.
Yeah.
Like something that's big that both of you could still move, but would be too heavy for a single individual without, enhancement to be able to move themselves. But then you'd have a solid natural marker that wouldn't stand out to the casual observer.
Right. Can we do that?
Yes, you can.
Okay. Yeah, we take a large boulder and we embed it in the ground above the casket.
Okay.
And I will make a note of this boulder and familiarize myself with it.
Sure.
Somehow the tide's going to move that boulder. I just got a feeling.
Come back. There are 3 identical boulders.
No.
Oh god, he's playing a shell game with us.
Are you back, Gilbert?
Yeah, I've been back for a little bit.
Okay. Well, you were in the bathroom, so I was letting them do their play game of hide the coffer. It went very well because Pete rolled poorly.
Yeah.
The coffer
So
is
what-
well hidden.
But only from us.
It's like Google Chrome commercial with the passwords. You have 146 passwords that are so unique to it, nobody can crack them, including yourself. All right, so we'll investigate the sewer. I think we're doing.
Sounds
All right.
like-
Well, so by the time you get back to town, it is early evening.
Yeah. Better take a nap then.
Um,
Go do it in the morning.
simultaneous timeline.
By the time we get back to town, I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, with this, that would have been. We split the party there under.
Oh, okay, I misunderstood. So HK and Lucina, you guys are going for the sewers while Blair and Venison were going to bury
Yep.
the treasure?
HK and Venison left. Blair and Blair and Lucinda stayed.
Ah, okay. Well, yeah, if you guys want to do it that way. Sorry, I
I mean-
misunderstood.
No worries.
Ruffles?
Uh-huh.
I'm not sure we should split the party any further.
Oh, I know.
You can at least go find the entrance.
Yeah, no, we're not gonna go into the sewers. I just want to see
Oh, yeah,
markings,
yeah.
etc. on the entrance.
Yeah, find the entrance and scope it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I want to do.
Yeah, so you walk to the end of the wharf that Wilhelm had indicated, and you can see jetting out from the stone wharf, a large archway with a iron grate over it, and a residue kind of trailing down from the bottom of that archway down there to the water. And there's a rather foul stench coming from it.
Like what we'd expect from a sewer, or something more nefarious?
Well, let's just say that these people could probably use more fiber in their diet.
Oof.
Okay. It's been a couple of days. You said it was raining this morning. Is it still raining?
Yes, it has been drizzling all day.
Okay. Well, then I guess we'll look for any, because rain would wash away any mud, etc., marks in the sewage. So any tool marks or anything to, is there a grate over this, or is it just open?
Yes. No, there's a grate over it.
Okay, then yeah, so I'd like to investigate the grate for tool marks.
Sure. Go ahead and make an investigation check.
Is Lucinda holding the magnifying glass?
Yes, Lucina will hold the magnifying glass.
Guiding me too, I'm assuming?
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I got a package of peanut butter crackers and I was eating it.
Oh, no worries.
So yeah,
That's
there's
why I
a
asked.
heavy padlock over that kind of holds the grate to the wall, so it can't just be removed easily. And as you're looking at it, you can see some very obvious scratch marks where somebody had previously picked this lock several times, like they're varying ages.
Okay, so this has been used multiple times as an entry point. Okay.
Mm-hmm. You also notice that the hinges that hold it to the wall are unusually well maintained and greased.
Despite being a shithole.
No, they're at the top. These hinges, like it lifts up.
Okay.
But
But I mean, despite being a shithole that somebody wouldn't well maintain, that's what I was getting at.
yes. Despite literally being a shithole, that the city really has no reason for maintaining to that degree. It seems the hinge part seems rather well maintained.
All right. How far? I can see 60 feet of dark vision. What do I see up that?
A brick tunnel with two thin walkways to the left and right in a depressed center area, with a stream of muck slowly flowing out. And it goes the length of your dark vision to the north.
No tunnels or nothing off to the sides, just the straight down to this area?
Not within your dark vision.
Okie dokie. All right. Then I will pass that information to Lucina and be like, all right, this has been picked a bunch of times. These hinges are well oiled, blah, 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 blah. Let's go back to the inn and wait for the others.
Also, hey, Under, on that map, where's the Blossom located?
The Blossom.
Oh, yeah, we should swing by there. I don't think go in, but at least
if there's
feel.
one thing that really gets me going, it's a city map, points, and red string.
Okay. So, in the river, close to the ocean, you see that first bridge?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. To the south of the bridge, do you see the triangular-looking building?
Mm-hmm.
That's the casino.
I was hoping to blow up it a little bit.
Yes, that building.
What I should have did is actually opened the file I have saved and zoomed in and then snipped it. That would indeed be much larger.
Now here's a question. Do we want to go speak to Flynn Falk before or after we check out these,
I think we check out the delivery address and sewers with the party, and then evening we check out Flynn. Next day, I mean, tomorrow.
Alrighty.
Because they'll be getting back. We have some premonitions of how long it will take them, because they'll be getting back early evening. So
Okay.
you and I have some time to kill.
Yes, you guys have about 4 hours to kill.
I was gonna say, do you want to go take a walk down that residential street inconspicuously?
I'm not sure how inconspicuous we can be. I'm a fucking cleric.
Yeah. You just go around telling people that, asking them if they want a blessing, blah, 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 cleric-y stuff, and I will just be the ugly rogue in the corner in the shadow.
We're talking you go sneaking around, and I will be the more obvious person in the area.
Yeah. You draw, I sneak. You draw attention, I do the,
I feel like that street might draw attention too much. But I do suspect that word has reached the less reputable contacts of the city.
Yep.
So I'm thinking perhaps I should simply stroll about and you kind of following, seeing who might be following.
Ah, okay. Yeah, double tail.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's a good idea. So yeah, you want to go up the wall and just go down west, or do you want to go bottom and go east? Or I'm sorry, other way around. Go the wall and go up to the wall and then go east, or start at the bottom of the road and go west.
Either or, quite literally just milling about.
Okay, doke.
Yeah, so I guess under
Start at the wall and
yeah, under. So I guess what we're gonna do is a double tail. Just kind of moving about chunks of the city, trying to see if we catch anyone with the double tail.
yeah, because
Okay.
he's established and known. People would be looking for him.
And
Her.
you're going down the street, or no, or are you going in any particular direction?
Let's go with along the docks until we reach the end,
Okay.
and then dipping like inward towards that main street, kind of following that, and then I do not want to cross the bridge to the Blossom yet. So
Okay.
just kind of hanging out in the area between basically that middle section between the east side of the river and Pete's Red Penis, like basically just milling about in that middle region.
Ah, okay, sure.
Finding plausible, normal people stuff to be doing.
Such as?
What's in that area?
Shops, brothels.
Exactly where you'd expect a cleric.
I'm not really sure what it...
The tannery. No, not a tannery. That's stupid. You would never put a tannery in the center of town like that.
Oh, fuck no, that'd be cruel.
A leather worker.
That is some diseased urban planning to do that.
Yeah. There is a blacksmith, though. Like a smithy.
So I just did this because I was bored.
Sure.
Yeah, I am avoiding C like the plague. Like
Right,
I
you're
do not
walking
like-
around B&E.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like the middle class shopping area.
You're walking
Well,
around
E
doing
is.
B&E?
B
Okay.
yeah, E is the middle class shopping area. A is like your lower class sailors, inn bar, brothels, that type of thing. B is mostly warehouses. C is residential, G is residential, F is higher class shops, like jewelers and things like that.
What's G?
Kind of like the
Poorly
in
placed.
the medieval equivalent of light industrial. That's where you would find a lot of more basic industries. So you're looking at that's where you'd have your what do they call those? Fuck. The place where they take wool and turn it into yarn. That type of
Industrial.
place.
Middle step industrial kind of.
Guild places type things.
Yeah.
Masons
where you get
are
your,
based out of that area.
Yeah, the north of F is the that one on the edge of the field is the one that I picked as the seamstresses, so that kind of makes sense.
And then the whole southern area is like the low class, like slummy type place. And then the more well-to-do areas between the river and the citadel along the outer wall.
All right. Yeah, so I guess I'll go A, B, E, G, kind of looping around through there, familiarizing myself with the streets, that type of stuff.
Sure.
You know, very, very. I guess we can go with kind of touristy.
Okay, yeah, you start sauntering around town. No problem. What's your passive perception?
More
14.
concerned about mine. I'm tailing him looking for people.
Mhm.
What's mine? 21.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, I missed Gilbert's. What was yours?
14.
14. Okay.
I moved the G. It was bothering me. It was like in the middle.
So, yeah, listen, you're walking around, and no one like there's people, they acknowledge you, but no, nothing's really remiss. Belair, as you're following him, I assume you're like what, 100 feet back?
Yeah, enough that I can keep an eye on where she turns and everything like that, and be able to keep up at a normal pace. So anywhere between 80 and 100 feet, moving my pace to kind of not be matching their pace.
Mm-hmm. And you begin noticing that there's a couple of, rather rough-looking individuals following him. At a distance and kind of blending in with the crowd somewhat, but with your passive perception, you notice them. It looks like there's 4 of them. 2 on each side of the street that he's on.
All right. Then the next corner that she makes, I will like the next small corner that she makes, where she would most likely be circling back, because I would have, basically to pick a tail, you would make more lefts than rights, or more rights than lefts, so that you can easily discern who's tailing and who's not. So the next time that she would make like a fuller circle that I could kind of discern from knowing about where she's going to be planning on going, I would rotate the other direction so I could run into her.
Okay.
The next small loop she makes.
Uh-huh. Yeah, you're able to do that as he's walking around, and eventually you guys are walking towards each other on a street.
All right. And then yeah, I would like to walk up to her as if we were meeting or something like that, and then turn and start walking alongside her.
Okay.
When I'm walking towards her, do I still see those 4 contacts?
Yes.
Okay. About how far back are they from her before I fully engage?
The 2 closest ones are 15 and 25 feet. They've just got like a couple of people between them and you guys, and they would blend in except that you already picked them out. The people across the street from you, however, are about 50 feet away.
Okay. So I would be able to get Lucina's attention without them being able to overhear undertone speaking.
Yes.
Okay, then I will inform her of her tale. And be like, all right, 4 contacts, 2 of them far, 2 of them close. And then, basically as much information as I could pass with a short amount of time under speaking, and then we'll just keep moving and possibly start heading back towards the inn now that we have the information that we were being tailed, or lure them if she wants. Letting you take point on this, Gilbert. I'm just giving you the information.
All right. I acted off like Lucina would just be getting directions back to the inn. Pretend to just be a bystander. Then once we get close to the inn, pins her.
Okay. So you're acting like you're getting directions from me. So what we speak loudly is you asking about the inn, and then on the hushed tones you give me all that information. If I understood you correctly.
Not like overly loud, just asking. Like regular conversational stuff.
Yeah, but the hushed tone stuff is all the other information going for the pincher maneuver. Okay.
And then heading back over to the inn.
Okay.
And then, yep, I would break off as if, she'd stop me and ask me for directions, and then I would just go about my way and split off. And then I would also circle just to make sure that I'm not being tailed.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, so you're looking around. You don't seem to be being tailed yourself, no.
Okay. So they stayed on her. I would have seen that.
Yes. They kept following Lucina.
Whereabouts is our inn? From...
It is a couple of blocks north of the temple, like to the northwest of the temple.
I don't have letters there yet.
No, you don't.
That's what I'm doing right now. I'm putting little letters everywhere.
Yeah, I mean it's not that far. It's just maybe a 30-minute walk from your current location.
Okay. Then I would just stay as the double tail to make sure that her tails aren't pushing up, and then also hopefully she would stay on main streets in relatively crowded traffic.
Well, that Lucina, that is the question. Is at one point you have a decision to make. There's two equal routes back to the inn at one point. You can stick on the main road where there's people, or you can head down this narrow alleyway that looks deserted.
Choose your adventure.
You give me a hard choice there, Under. The option of discretion, or the option that potentially lets me shoot fucking lightning bolts out of my fingers.
So what do you choose?
How long have we been doing this?
This would be coming up on around 45 minutes of walking total. You're heading back.
That's it?
You're right. Yeah, it'd be more like an hour and 45 minutes.
I feel like it's more dramatic to use the alley, so I have to go with the rule of conservation of narrative tension. So I'm going to go with the alley.
Okay.
All right. As soon as she hightails down the alley, I will. Well, as soon as she turns down the alley, I will hightail it to get closer to the other tails. Then.
Okay. Yeah, you see the two close tails follow Lucina into this alley. The two are far tails, however, just seem to stop at like they're like leaning up against the walls of the alley, but are not progressing deeper in. How close did you want to get to them?
Well, if I seen them stop, I don't think I would actually push engage.
Okay.
I think I would just stay back but allow myself an angle on the alley so I could see if Lucina's in trouble.
Are you trying to stay out of sight? Like,
relatively.
Trying to be stealthy?
Yeah, relatively trying to maintain my
Okay.
blend with the crowd.
Sure. Please make a stealth check then. Because you can notice that they're now scanning the crowd.
All right. Whew. Not the greatest, but
Okay.
not a shit roll.
So, Lucina, you're going down this alley. It's a nice, narrow alley, somewhat dim. And then you hear the sound of running feet behind you. Do you turn?
Mace is drawn. I'm ready.
All right, you draw your mace. You turn. You see two people with their own maces drawn, charging at you maybe 20 feet away. And you guys should roll initiative.
All right, and I seen all this, was able to get a decent position.
You saw the two guys as they were heading down, pulling maces out and then starting to run. You don't actually have a line of sight on Lucina currently. Not if you want to remain hidden.
Yep. Yeah, I'm gonna maintain my hide at least for now, but then yeah, if I seen them draw their maces, I would have kind of started casually moving towards the entrance of the alley before this probably happened.
Okay.
Just to give my position a better position.
All right. So, what are you doing? still there. You go first.
I'll just So to move casually through the crowd without alerting those two, I would like to get as close to that alley entrance as I could. They were basically posting up on both sides of the alley entrance.
Well,
Just
it's like
acting
it's a
as
narrow, like
guards.
5-foot wide alley, and yeah, they've taken up like either side of it, blocking the alleyway physically with their bulk.
Okay. Well, I will yeah, I'll get right up on them basically. And
Okay, so go ahead and make a
Sure.
stealth check for moving through the crowd without attracting attention.
well, more so not attracting attention. I'm walking to them to basically feign asking for directions. So I wouldn't be like trying to hide myself from
Okay,
them.
that's fine. You can do that. So you walk up to them, and this guy just looks at you and grunts, "Buzz off."
And then I would ask for some arbitrary location in the city that would be like on the other side of town. Like just clearly clueless as to my location.
He blinks at you, points down the street. You head that way till you hit the city wall, and then you keep going. Get out of my sight.
But I was told it was on the other side of town. That way. I point the opposite direction.
You know, you might be right. Hey, Rob. Where is that? Here, why don't you come over here for a second? They step a little bit into the alley. You're kind of motioning like, why don't you get between them in the alley?
So they're basically wanting me on the other side of them.
No, they're gonna put you between the two of them, where he would be between you and the main road, and then from the main road it would be him, you, and then apparently Rob down this alleyway.
Okay, so Rob would be behind me.
Basically,
And
it's a 5-foot wide alleyway. They were basically going to be. They want to put themselves so they're on either side of you, and then they're just going to beat the crap out of you and rob you. That is very
Good thing I'm already broke.
It's very clearly they are going to that you've just progressed to. They are now just mugging you because you've annoyed them.
All right. Well, then I would just like to push past. Call Rob's partner Bob just to make it fun.
Well, first.
So yeah, I'll just shove
so,
Bob.
All right, so you run past the first guy, and you're going to try to tumble through the second guy?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. I would like to roll between his legs.
Okay, so this is your acrobatics check. Versus his.
Yep. I was going to ask if I could have some advantage because to surprise the shit out of him by doing this.
You were not surprising. They were paying attention to you. All right, yeah, you're able to kind of push your way through them.
All right, and then what can I discern of ahead of me?
So about 30 feet ahead of you, you can see the back of these two other thugs with maces out, and about 20 feet beyond them, Lucina facing them down the alleyway. Total of Lucina's 50 feet from your current position.
All right, and then the acrobatics is a action.
Action or bonus action, up to you.
I can do that as a bonus action?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Then, yeah, I would absolutely love to just go Firebolt.
On.
Nearest target of 2 targeting Lucina.
Okay, you are at disadvantage to hit because there are enemies in melee with you.
Oh, right.
Take care of those guys. That'll be fine.
Okay. Then,
Oh shit, are we fighting?
you're not.
Oh, okay.
Actually, no, scratch all of that. If I should have thought of Lucina being able to take, cleric derp. Yeah, so backtrack a few seconds. Not gonna firebolt the guy.
Okay.
Is there
you've
anything I
already
can
tumbled
climb?
past him.
Yeah, I'm tumbled past. That's contractual.
I mean, the walls are standard, like, brick walls.
There's no ladders or anything to get up to the roof in this alley, apparently?
No, there are not.
The 5 foot wide, so not exactly a box stacking area.
No, it's pretty much like it's an alleyway that's kind of where like people throw out the bathwater in the morning.
Gotcha.
after they check to make sure there's no babies inside.
Okay, I guess I will just dagger draw and attack the guy that I tumbled through.
Okay. Yeah, so you tumble past him, draw your dagger, and just stab out. Roll to hit.
Actually, I need to remember what my I need to remember what my attack to hit was. I haven't used any of my weapons hardly. All right, and the stabby stab.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, you hit him. Looks like he's pretty hurt with that. Anything else?
Well, bonus action, tumble, action to stab. All I got left is movement, and that would require disengaging if I wanted to succeed.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's it.
Okay. So the guy in front of you, Rob, is going to use his bonus action to attempt to overrun your position. This is a contested strength athletics check.
So wait, Rob, not Bob.
Rob, yes. The guy that you tumbled past, he's now trying to physically overrun your position to get on the other side of you.
Oh, so Rob went in front of me, Bob was behind me. Okay, I thought I tumbled through Bob, my bad.
It's fine. But you
Yep.
need to make a strength athletics check and beat a 4.
Wow.
So yeah, he just shoves you right into the wall, slips past you. They are now on either side of you, and they are going to begin hitting you with their maces that they've pulled out. And I say the word mace, but really they're essentially just heavy chunks of wood that were like dipped in iron, like molten iron on one end of it. They're pretty rough maces.
Yeah, crude billy clubs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm offended.
You should be. They also
Didn't-
they get pack tactics.
Of course they do.
I smell a rat.
No,
You're gonna
well,
kill us
actually,
all with back tactics from now on.
Straight up, this is a stat block from the monster manual.
No, I know. I'm just giving you shit.
But yeah, it's funny. Anyway, what's your AC?
1-6.
Okay, so 4 mace hits.
Oh, I'm down. You don't have to roll damage. Their modifiers will take me down.
Really?
I only have 4 health from my get up. I was knocked unconscious.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. All right, they would not have killed you here. They were just going to knock you unconscious, and
That still won't kill me. My max is 43.
Well, you would have gone down the first hit, and then 3 more hits would have killed you.
Oh, true. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, they knock you unconscious, and they're like, "Wait, what?" And then they just start moving down the alley towards Lucina.
They're like, what was this guy even planning? I did stab one of them for
Exactly.
8.
You did stab one of them for 8, and he's like, "Yeah, that stupid little fucker. We're to teach him a lesson." But first, let's deal with the cleric. The guy we're gonna rob.
Yeah. So they would have been doing non-lethal. Okay. Essentially.
No, you are unstable. The first hit
okay.
is a lethal hit. They just didn't expect you to go down that way.
Gotcha.
The second guy, which is the guy you stabbed. Yeah. So they see that you're already missing your purse, so they're just gonna start moving down towards Lucina, whose turn it now is.
Free to use AoE
So-
because there's no friendlies.
Lucina, but so it's from you to Bel Air is 45 feet. Between the two of you is a line of these thugs advancing down the alleyway. The closest one is 20 feet, and then 25, 30, and 35 feet. There are 4 of them.
Too bad you don't have 3rd level spells.
Oh, I know, right? Oh my fucking god, that'd be great.
The one time that spell is like perfect.
Oh, I could kill them all in a single hit. Alrighty. Well, let's see here. Okay, what was the distance again to the closest dude?
20 feet.
Alright, closest one, 20 feet. You know what? Let's see. What kind of armor are they wearing?
Appears to be leather armor, poorly kept.
All right. Well, that means I want shocking grasp. You know what? Let's take that first guy. The first guy, yeah. Make direct eye contact. Point the mace. And I'm gonna upcast Witch Bolt.
Okay. So you're casting at second level?
Yep.
Alright, well, go ahead and make your ranged spell attack.
$11.
That hits. Barely.
Poorly kept.
Alrighty, let's see here. Alrighty. Yeah. So let's see here. It's a D12 plus another D12. I'm a dick. I'm going to, let's see, where is that neat, incredibly sexy Tempest Cleric feature? Where is it? Yeah, I do maximum damage. He takes just 24 points of lightning.
Okay, he is now badly bloodied.
Additionally, because I cast a spell, where is it? As a bonus action. Actually, how high are these walls?
The buildings here are 3 stories.
Is there any kind of handhold, like, that's too risky. I'm just going to, with a swirl of wind and lightning, fly back 10 feet.
Okay. So you're now 30 feet from the closest guy.
Yep.
Anything else?
Nope.
He's going to let out a bellow of rage, and he's going to charge down the alley at you, moving 30 feet.
Uh-huh.
His compatriot is behind him. He is then going to swing his mace at you. Twice.
Uh-huh.
Does an 18 hit you?
An 18 is just enough.
He hits you for 6
Alright.
bludgeoning damage.
Cool.
And I need you
Cool.
to make a concentration save. Witch Bolt's concentration.
Yep.
Well, you keep it. That's it for them.
Oh, that's not quite it at all. Let me scroll back down. Sorry, I got shit I could basically do on everything now.
Reaction.
Yeah, I got a react.
Okay.
It's under Tempest Cleric. All right. As a reaction, when hit, I can thunderously rebuke a target. So they have hit me.
Yes.
I need a dexterity saving throw from them. I'm going to fucking blast them with a bout of thunder.
Okay. You got a 16.
All right. That passes my save for half.
Okay. Well, he's looking to be near death now.
All right. Sorry. There's my shtick.
Okay. Anything else from that reaction, or is that it?
Just that.
All right. Belair, death save.
I was hoping for a natural 20 because that would have been hilarious.
That would have been hilarious. Almost as
We'll
hilarious
just get
as
up and start
nat
firebolting them from behind.
Yeah. All right. Second tier guys are also going to move forward 30 feet. They're going to action dash, and both are going to use their bonus actions to attempt to overrun your position. Lucina, so I need 2 strength athletics checks from you. You have to beat a 20 and a 9.
(18-16).
Okay, so one of them manages to push their way past you and get on the other side. The other, not so much. So you got 3 on one side, 1 on the other. Lucina, it is your turn. One of them has gotten behind you. The other 3 are in a line directly in front of you.
Alrighty. Here's what we're going to do with that. So I got to double check the spell really quick.
Imagine
All
having
right,
a
so
ninth level monk.
this will end Witch Bolt anyways, but I mean, quite frankly, that spell is only good for maximizing. Upcast Thunderwave. Yeah, casting Thunderwave around me.
Okay.
15-foot cube.
Yep. So are you facing the 3 or the 1?
Facing.
Yes. There's a reference guide in the PHB, but cubes, you pick a face to originate, and then it originates forward of that face. So you can put the 15 cube in front of you, behind you.
Thunderwave
Really?
does specify it's the
Generally
space
would
of
not
the cube.
include you.
It doesn't radiate out from me and affect all of them?
No, that one is directional. That one does specify that.
No, cube spells don't work that way. They never have. Otherwise, you'd always be shooting yourself with it. There you go. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. So, like, you are the star. Like, that's your hand.
Ah. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I always thought it was just a square AoE that just didn't include the caster. Like
if
a sphere.
If it's specifying at a point of your choice, it's effectively that.
Yeah, because this is saying a wave sweeps out from you, each creature in a 15-foot cube originating from you.
Right. It's not all around you.
Yeah, there is an important
directional.
difference between originating from and centered on.
Good to know. Good to know.
Yeah, it's just specifying that you can't offset that point. That's why the range is self, and then in parentheses, 15-foot cube. So it originates from you instead of from a point of your choice.
You know, this makes a lot more sense. I was always confused by the fact that Thunderwave was a square.
It still doesn't
I know,
make any
right?
sense, but whatever.
Yeah, well, it
All
makes a
right,
little
all
more sense.
Really, it should be a cone or a sphere.
Well, I think
So-
it's a square for the sake of being easier to use.
Mechanically.
This group of chucklefuck morons.
Uh-huh.
You say there's 1 on one side, 3 on the other?
Yes, one of them managed to overrun your position. That looks like to be the guy that got stabbed by Belair. The other one you were able to stop. So you got that guy behind you, then 3 of them in front of you.
All right, so the 3 of them are going to get Thunderwaved.
Okay. That's what, a con save?
Yes. And I'm going to flavor it with lightning. That way I don't damage the structure itself.
Okay. I'm pretty sure they all failed.
Wow.
Golem's dead for sure.
I'm wishing I upcast I wish I'm, like, upmoded this one.
You did. You said you were
No, I
upcasting
mean
Thunderwave.
maximize the damage.
Oh. Yeah, you upcast it, but you didn't maximize the damage.
Alright, that is 10 points of lightning.
Okay. So that guy that was near death, yeah, he's fully dead now. The other 2 look to be hurt and pissed.
And they're
Isn't that
pushed back
push?
10 feet.
And they're pushed back 10 feet and knocked prone as a result.
And there's a boom.
And there's a boom. Anything else?
Yeah, out of curiosity, what's 10 feet up? Like, is there anything to grab hold of?
No.
No windows or anything?
Oh, 10 feet up. Actually, yeah, there's a window 10 feet up. There's none on the first floor, but they do have second floor windows that open out here.
All right. And with the bonus action I can produce, I'm just gonna, fly on up to the window.
Okay. That will provoke an attack of opportunity from the guy behind you.
Ah, that's the thing. This doesn't provoke attacks of opportunity.
How are you doing this?
It is with the Sorry, I gotta keep fucking scrolling around here. Tempestuous Magic Storm Sorcery 1 is a bonus action before or after casting a first level spell or higher. I can fly 10 feet. This movement doesn't provoke opportunity attacks as whirling gusts of air surround me.
That's neat.
My entire shtick with this character is literally going to be floating around the battlefield and bullying everything.
Essentially a magical Misty Step that doesn't, transport to a different phase.
Yeah, I'm just going to be hopping around the battlefield constantly.
I hate it when he does that.
Art, you're just hanging from this window?
I mean, if I can get into the window, that'd be preferable.
Yeah, you could get into the window. You're just entering this random house.
I
Or
don't
you're
see
just,
why not.
standing on the outer sill. Like I'm not sure where you're trying to be.
I'm placing myself in the sill.
Okay.
Gonna stick my tongue out at them. That'll be my turn.
Okay. So you see them groaning, picking themselves up off down there, and you're sticking your tongue out at them. One of them narrows his eyes at you and walks down the alley towards where Belair is bleeding out. He's going to grab Belair, start dragging him back down towards the alley.
Wait, he's that far down? These guys had to dash to get to me.
Yeah.
Yes. That
We're
is
in-
true. So he sorry, he had to stand up, so that would have been half his movement speed. So yeah, he wouldn't be able to do that. Yes, he's going to dash down to the end of the alley where Belair is bleeding out. So he's now standing over Belair with his mace out.
Mm-hmm.
That would be 50 feet from your position. Belair. Death save.
Get a nat 20, stab him in the
I
balls.
know.
Take
Keep
his
getting fucking
dick off.
shit rolls. It's too
Right?
fails. Like the one time for the entire night to give me a nat 20 would be this situation.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Instead, you're going to die to bleeding out again.
Oh well.
All right. DM2. These guys are going to pick themselves up. They're going to look down at where their friend is. They're going to look up at you. They're going to be scowling at you. And one of them's going to say in a gruff voice, "Now give yourself up or we're going to kill your friend over there." Either way, you're coming with us. Question is whether or not your friend is. And Lucina. That's all they do is they just yell at you.
Don't worry, I got my next character name picked out.
Give me a second here. This has not gone according to plan.
You didn't expect them to just be like, "We're gonna kill your friend if you don't surrender."
Well, I think we all forgot about my 4 health.
Yeah, I forgot about his 4 health.
I forgot about my 4 health until I looked at my sheet and I was like, oh yeah, that's right, I only have 4 health. Like, even if I had short rested, I suppose if I short rested and used all of my hit die, I probably would have survived that hit, but bygones be bygones, it
I
already
need a
happened.
second here to check a spell.
What spell? Benign transposition?
No.
Wish?
No, it's going to be Healing Word. But there's also Command I was considering. But I'm going to go Healing Word. Because you said, My little companion is only 50 feet away, right?
Correct?
Yes.
Healing word.
Okay, roll it. All right, Blair, you wake.
+2. That's 6.
All right, Blair,
Yep.
you wake up with 6 hit points and another level of exhaustion.
Um.
And there's a thug standing over you with a mace.
So can I?
That's
not all.
Lucina's turn.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right.
Oh, I'm not done yet. You said that this is the alleyway where all the bath water's been coming out, right?
Yeah, well, it's a type of alleyway, but yes, it's not just this alley. There's others too.
Right. But for the sake of humor, there's bath water on the ground, right?
Yes.
Which I'm
All right.
laying in.
I use my
babies.
action. To twirl around the mace a little bit, uppercut with it, and cause bath water to splash into the face of the guy over my thief buddy. I'm using the cantrip Acid Splash.
Nice.
I need a dex save.
$11.
No.
Uh-huh. So what happens to this guy?
He takes 6 points of acid damage.
He is bloodied by this.
It seems like they have two different health pools from what I've heard so far.
You might want to run.
I plan to. I was actually going to
Okay.
because those guys go between Lucinda and I. So next group wouldn't be the guy that's hovering over me. The guy that's hovering over me went before Lucinda and after myself. If I'm understanding what I heard so far.
No, the guy who went after
Other way around.
Lucinda is the one who ran over to you. He dashed. Then you failed your death save. Then those two guys stood up and started yelling about their friend going to murder you.
Where do you guys keep getting the D from?
D?
Lucinda.
Because Lucinda's actually a real name and Lucina isn't. Anyway, so yeah, that guy, Belair, you woke up. He's just going to smack you with his mace.
Was he not distracted by the bathwater in his eyes?
Yes. And now he's very angry. Does he 12 hit you, Belair?
Nope.
Hey, bathwater!
I miss. Or he
Yeah.
missed. I survived.
Okay. So he grumbles. He's going to use his second attack to try to grapple you.
And that would be
Choking up a get a dicks?
Acrobatics or athletics to defend against. He's literally just trying to grab you.
okay. So I can pretty easily roll out of the way of that. Considering my acrobatics modifier is +6.
You
Oh,
are
sorry.
technically at disadvantage for this.
Oh, good call. Yep.
So I
But
suppose
regardless-
You can't actually fail.
I know you
I
can't
can't
actually fail. All right. Yeah, you just kind of quickly roll out of the way of it. It is your turn.
All right. I was wondering, can I Star-Lord his legs and use that momentum to help myself get up?
You can certainly try. If I recall, this would be a unarmed strike.
Yeah, basically I want to kick his knees out from underneath
Uh-huh.
him and then roll backwards.
Yep. Okay. Making sure I understood what you were doing, but yep, that sounds good. Go ahead and make your unarmed strike.
Just a flat because I'm aiming at his legs and I'm laying down. And
Yes, it would be no, you're at disadvantage because you're prone.
It might just be mechanically better to disengage, get up, and fucking run because you're a rogue.
I can bonus action disengage.
And then action dash.
Yeah, but I'm using my action to kick his legs out.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's why I was asking if it'd be a flat roll because I'm on the ground aiming at his legs with my legs. It's not a. But
You are still at disadvantage.
yeah, mechanics.
If you hit him, you know, your thing is going to work, but it's you do actually have to manage to land a hit despite being prone.
Would a kick be considered dexterous?
No. But you know what? You are talking about a little bit more of like an acrobatic-y type kick, so sure. Why not?
Yay. I was sitting there staring at the -2, like, okay, I gotta hit enter at some point.
This is why you don't dump your stats.
So you kick him
Yeah.
right in the knee. He is unmoved as you do, however, bounce off of him to your feet. So you kicked him, but you did not knock him off his feet, but you were able to use the momentum to kind of roll up on and stand up.
It doesn't cost me any movement to do that then.
Sure.
Then bonus action disengage, 25 feet into the crowd as best I can.
All right, you
Right at
run
the edge
away.
of the alley, wasn't I?
Yeah, you're right at the edge of the alley.
Yeah, and I'm a dwarf, so he'll have no luck following me in a crowd of probably normal-sized people. But yes.
Okay, so you run off. Anything else?
Yeah, no, just well, I can't do anything action-wise, so I have no economy left.
Okay.
But yeah, just basically trying to put as many people between him and I as possible to make it harder to track me.
Uh-huh. Yeah, you're able to do so.
I just
All right,
realized we
then.
did this without the full party.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fuck.
That's why I wanted to go back to the inn.
Lucina, yeah. So Lucina, yeah, those two guys down there who yelled you about how they remember your friends just kind of look down at look up at you like, ha. And then they're gonna huck their maces at you.
Last ditch effort.
Nat 20. Oh, damn.
No.
That would
No, their mace is just one mace clangs off the stone wall, the other goes through the window and disappears.
You hear a lady scream behind you.
Yes, you do actually. Lucina, it is your turn.
I'm just gonna look down at them,
Uh-huh.
shake my head disappointedly, and how
So you can-
high up is the roof from this window?
Call it 20 more feet. 10-foot stories,
You have to-
2-story buildings.
Cast 2 more spells to get to the next window ledge and then up to the roof.
Which one of them looks the most damaged?
Of the three, the one at the entrance where Belair was is the only bloodied one. The ones close to you look injured but not yet bloodied.
All right, one of the ones closer to me.
Okay. Assume you want the one in front, the closer one?
Yeah,
Okay.
command.
Uh-huh. What do you say?
Panic.
Okay.
I believe that's a wisdom save.
It is a wisdom save.
That fails.
Hey, that's how much health I have.
All right. Anything else?
Yeah, is there a spot 10 feet up I can fly?
Yes.
I fly up.
Okay, you fly up.
That's it.
All right. So, guy at the entrance. You're gonna hear him just yell, fuck it," and he just leaves. He runs off into the crowd, trying a different direction than Belair went.
He's not trying to track me. He's just like, fuck it, I'm out of here.
Yeah, fuck it, I'm out of here. I want to get out of here before the guards come. You're still fucking off, Belair.
I would be like going towards the inn, kind of, but
Right.
staying.
Yeah, but
hidden
you're staying in the
crowd.
crowds. These two guys. So, the guy's going to panic. And, you know what? Fuck it. He's going to turn, and in surprising his friend, going to barrel him over as he just runs down the alleyway. The other guy is knocked prone. The other guy's going to pick himself up, and he's going to kind of look up at you. He's like, this isn't over. And he's going to run down the alleyway after his friend. Both of them dashing. Until they are out of sight. And you guys are out of initiative.
Yay!
We survived. I think that went no way anybody expected. That was a fun one.
What's on the dead one's body?
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah, so there's some destroyed, shitty leather armor. A crappy mace. He also had a small purse on him.
Oh, also, oh yeah, excellent. Wait, what coins?
Yeah, I said you know when you kind of kick him, you can hear some coins jingling inside.
What's he got?
All right. When you look inside, he had 13 silver and a gold piece.
Hey!
No. This is a human thug in a city. There's no Electrum. What do you think this is?
D&D ran by Underdark.
Everybody evil only uses Electrum.
Yeah.
In fact, one of the components for detect good and evil now is electrum powder. You just kind of throw it at a person in question. If their skin begins to boil, it means they're good aligned. Well, yeah. Oh, can I take their maces? Their shitty maces?
You
can
get
take
two, one hit the wall.
You can take the two that are in the alley. One went into that lady's apartment, and I suppose you could fly over to that window and try to see if you can get it.
No, that'd be weird.
Yeah.
Hey, could I get that mace from you? Just hanging out the windowsill.
In the second story, yeah.
You know what? Fuck it. I've got thaumaturgy. Excuse me, ma'am. That mace that went through your window, could you drop that down here? Terribly sorry about that.
He just booms that out.
So the broken window opens, and this gray-haired halfling woman, leans out of the window, mace in her hand. She's like shaking it at you threateningly, like, "Who the fuck's gonna pay for my window, asshole? Get your ass up here and bring your coin purse."
Lucy's gonna look over at the dead, bandit that just tried to mug her. Here. Is gonna take how much does a window cost typically?
Couple silver.
Yeah, Lucine is gonna put 5 silver in there. Air, catch, and toss it up.
She grabs it. She opens it, looks at it, sniffs. "All right, get your ass out of here, miscreant!" And she just tosses the mace out as it clangs to the bottom of the alley.
You just bought a crude mace for 5 silver.
Oh, no. See, the purpose of these maces at this point is to swing the party's metaphorical dick around when we go see their boss when this isn't over.
How's that woman supposed to keep herself safe on the street at night without her mace?
She doesn't look like a night dweller.
It's alright, she's a can of mace.
But tis.
Oh god, I remember that. Wait, no, I don't remember that. I wasn't there for that. Alright, going back to the end.
Okay. you guys go back to the inn. Eventually, HK and Venison will join you there, and it's at that point deep into evening.
I think we should settle down for the night, both literally and in game.
So you guys are spending the night at the inn.
Mm-hmm.
The night passes without incident. You have completed a long rest.
Hey.
And as morning comes and you go down to see Jeff for your breakfasts, I think that is where we will call it for the evening.
Yeah.
Somebody want to pay my